I paid $400 with them.
You paid $400 for headphones,
and
I think that was your biggest mistake, dude.
and
Did you say $400?
Yeah, $399. So $432 with tax.
I think this is just your fault, dude.
Hold on. We're just gonna jump in on this conversation right here. We'll do the intro in a second here, but like we're recording, right?
Well, let's do intro.
I just started recording.
Huh?
I just started recording.
You just started recording? Okay,
Yeah.
no, we're just gonna jump straight.
No, well, let's do the intro first.
No.
No. We'll get to the intro. I want a fresh take on this as we're talking about this, man. What piece of the technology led you to think that paying $400 was worth it for some headphones?
Because when I got them brand new, they did everything that the box said they would do. They had great noise cancellation. They had good, like when you work with instruments on separate channels, and you isolate that one channel to hear like a hi-hat or a snare, like the headphone really blocked everything else, as opposed to when I use these are, I'm not shitting on Audio-Technica, it's a very good brand too, but I didn't get that with these. And it was because when I had the Beats, I used to use them to no pun intended, but to mix beats.
Right.
So it helped a lot.
Now, correct.
But it was honestly, to answer your question more direct, it was more so because of the noise cancellation, and because you know how I have ADD, so kind of like that dog in the movie Up, like any other fucking noise that I would hear is just become like a squirrel.
Right. There's this list right here that was made by this.
Is it called Anything Better Than Beats?
Anything better? Yeah, better than Beats 2019. The Gordos, dude. Look at these, bro.
Yeah, I heard of those.
I mean,
those are a lot of industry standard
like
radio stations.
$80, bro.
A lot of industry standard radio stations that are not like endorsed by like Beats or whatever.
Yeah.
They use
Maybe it's
Gordos.
because they're $80 and they're pretty.
And they're
good,
not
dude.
Gordos, bro. They're Grottos.
Grottos, whatever, dude.
That's Italian, man.
I'm just
Those AKGs, bro.
Yeah,
they're the shit too,
bro. And then they're
I've
cheaper,
used them.
and they're cheaper than Beats, dude.
Hey, man, these AKG mics are fucking. These are one of my favorite purchases, man. They just work.
The Cosses, dude. The flea market headphones, dude. They made a high luxury studio monitors, dude. They made it. They're good, dude.
Hey, man, you can cover the wide range of the market.
That's it. What? No,
These are like $100, probably $100 cheaper than Beats.
Okay, but do those have do those process, or is it just straight noise delivery with the noise canceling aspect of the design?
No, I'm trying to read. Design.
Is the Sennheiser Momentum or 700? No, wait, no, $374.99. Stunning and sensual. Or wait,
Employs
sensational.
precision at 18 ohms. Trend.
I still want to invest in those mics I told you about though.
Which mics are these?
The Electra R22. Yeah, I think it's called Electra R22 broadcasting mic.
These look like dope ass.
But they're $400 a piece.
I just don't understand. Well, all right, see if I can maybe get your take on it, man. Like, I don't get the idea of buying studio headphones that have any sort of sound processing on them, because if there's anything between the machine you're doing the editing on, or the sound manipulation, and if there is something between that, like, you're not getting the cleanest sound possible. So like when somebody tells me that, like, oh, well, this sounds better with these headphones, it's like, okay, but does it sound better with those headphones because of what the headphones are doing to the sound before it gets to you? Or does it sound better?
Well, I mean, the Beats, like, I'm not trying to blow them up, but the Beats actually have integrated sound equalizing as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So, like, for example, like when especially when you're doing vocals, and I'm telling you, like, I'm not trying to blow my own horn, but because I've worked in a professional like music studio before, so I don't remember the technicalities of it, but I know that like with those headphones, and not just Beats, like with any high grade headphone that has sound equalizing integrated, they like when you're doing vocals and especially when you're mixing and mastering, you want to make it the easiest way possible to take out all the hizzes, the pops, see what just happened, the pop, the white noise. And for an engineer,
right, but I'm saying if the headphones have onboard equalization, then what you're hearing in the headphones is not necessarily what's going to be the output of the sound processing.
Well, the only way that it can impact it is, again, if you're hearing, like, if yours, not the headphone,
right,
if your hearing is being impacted to where, like, as far as the clarity, then you as a human being in your brain, you might miss that. That's why the point, again, as far as I understand, that's why the point of like headphones with compressors and equalizers and shit like that integrated is so that it makes it easier in your ear to hear those like details. And that's why you pay for the quality of the whatever it is that you're paying for. You understand what I'm saying, or am I not being clear?
I follow you, man, but it doesn't. I mean, I get the argument, but outside of specific examples of that, which I can't really. So,
like the pops and the hizzes, you didn't.
Right. But I'm saying if the pops and the hisses are in the master file, then then somebody who's not listening to them through a set of compressed and equalized headphones is going to hear.
But you are listening to them. Like that's
no, but I'm saying like this is pure sound. There's no compression, there's no equalization going on. This is the direct feed from.
But you might miss them because, again, I don't know the technicality of it, but because those headphones, and I'm not saying those, it's just an example,
right?
But because those headphones may not make it as easy for your ear to pick up those details because the clarity may not be as clear.
Right.
That's what will make it difficult for you as an engineer, as opposed to the ones that help your ear by giving you that assistance to make it more clear. That's what I understand that you're paying for.
Okay, let me extend this as like an argument. Maybe if using what you're saying, it might be a good idea if you're doing audio editing to maybe do a first pass over it with something that's not adding any sound to it, and then go back and say, listen to the first run with something that is going to accentuate any pops and hisses that are left over.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. And that's also this is again, I'm not an expert, but this is mixing and mastering 101, kind of sort of from a ghetto perspective, I guess. That is also the reason that's a perfect way that you could have put it. That is also the reason as into why there is mixing headphones, and then there's like they don't call them that, but there's specific monitors to do mastering for the same reason. When you do the second and the third round,
right,
it gives you that, clarity after you've gone through your levels and volumes and shit like that. That's why there's different kinds of headphones for that.
Well, here's the thing. I could definitely see using them.
Another example is like you can't use the same headphone that you do for mixing and mastering in a studio,
right,
to do mixing and mastering live sound when you're like a DJ, because again, according to the people that designed them, those headphones to do live mixing and mastering as a DJ at a live show, you need that on the fly. So supposedly those headphones are engineered so that you can do shit like that on the fly.
Okay, I've never even gotten into that part of the argument, but I have come up against a few of similar to what you're talking about the accentuating the little minor sounds and whatnot.
And again, the explanation that I'm giving you right now, I'm butchering the shit out of it, but I actually,
like most things we talk about on this podcast.
Exactly. So, but the explanation that I'm giving you too,
right?
Like this was explained to me by an engineer professional with like 20 plus years in the industry.
Gotcha.
Well, because like I went to school for this shit, but
right,
yeah,
right.
So I mean that's why I know. And believe me, like I'm a big shit talker with people that like talk but don't really back their shit up. And that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But like these people that I worked with, I got to experience firsthand, and I saw that they really knew like what they were talking about.
I got you. I probably have a bit of a bias coming in from it from the live sound because like I want to hear the raw audio. That way, if there is an issue with say the tone or the pitch or whatever, like I can figure that out real quick. You know, if something's off on the board, you know what I mean. We were talking about like the sound maybe being too bassy earlier, and
we're not gonna cut this out, are we?
Oh, no, I was going to leave this in as the intro. By the way, hey, folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G. And this episode has been brought to you by... No, not the water.
No, we ain't doing Dasani, motherfucker.
Rockstar.
Yeah, they're corporate as fuck, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Coca-Cola be like, we heard you mentioned our name, yo.
That's not punk rock, dude.
Yeah, no. It's been brought to you by Rockstar.
Yeah.
If you want to feel like you're on legal cocaine for focus and concentration, buy a Rockstar.
We are selling the shit out of this promotion.
God, man, you're fucking...
No,
I'm sorry, people. I'm dyslexic and I'm ADD.
The camera's on you if you want to.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
want to
sorry.
plug the can.
I have...
Thank you for putting your fingers all over my drink.
Let's rotate the can so they can see all of it.
I didn't put it where you put your mouth.
Give it the Vanna White fucking presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Rockstar has been brought to you by Rockstar and shit. So make sure you pick up a Rockstar and fuck every other energy drink. I'm kidding. If any other energy drink wants to pick us up, let us know.
And today on Geeky Audio Talk, also like to go ahead and just plug AKG and Zoom and whoever the hell else wants to.
Use Zoom, motherfucking recorder, manufacturer, makers, whatever the fuck you are. Y'all created one hell of a fucking product. Especially your fucking... That's a two-way, right? Yeah, especially your the two-way. It's very good and very affordable out of all fucking things. I mean, it's pricey, but if like this is what you do for a living, it's very fucking... It's affordable.
Yeah. I think we've had a couple of the past episodes where we've kind of run through what we're using and what some of the other guests preferred as far as their recording devices. I think we can all agree the 4 XLR cable one definitely worth the $300.
How far can the camera see on me?
Which one?
Whichever the fuck the camera's on.
That one can see pretty much your whole top half.
Can they see the bottom half from the waist down?
And then this one can see.
Remember, Freddy,
up to your knees.
Don't be trying to flash the camera. He can't do the zoom on the fly.
Get me up to the knees.
All right.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you. It's
all right. Shout out to Dickies. We were rocking them Dickies. Dickies, call me. I would like to get some free shit.
Dude, shout out to Dickies. Hook me up too. You know, you guys have
we rocking Dickies, man.
Yeah, the waistband that expands.
Fuck yeah. Oh shit, that's what I'm wearing.
Yeah, dude.
I'm wearing an expandable fucking waistband. Y'all are the shit for doing that.
Buffet boys for life.
Hell
y'all gonna have to pay us to stop talking about you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Dickies. On some real shit. I've worn Dickies since my 8th grade year. So I've been a big fan. If y'all ever want to give us a sponsorship, I would greatly fucking appreciate that.
Your flannels are dope too.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Flannels are the shit.
You could just send us jumpsuits.
Bro,
that'll be like the uniform.
We are some fucking...
Dude, I would do this in a onesie.
Fuck yeah.
We are some serious ghetto asses, bro. Dickies and fucking flannel shirts, really? But yeah, shout out to Dickies. If anybody care to know that has never seen me live, and even for the people that have seen me live when I perform on stage, but you haven't noticed, all I wear is Dickies, a flannel shirt, and I wear the 72 all black leather Cortezes with the white check. That's not a fucking. That is not a fucking. What do you call it? I don't know what the right word is. It's not a
Fashion crime?
No, it's not a coincidence. Is that what I'm looking for? Like I'm saying that I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah, so it's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. It's very well planned and very well calculated.
Well, that's a subjective opinion, but it is calculated.
What's a subjective opinion?
Whether it's well or not.
Oh, fuck you.
Buy me dinner first, motherfucking headliner.
Hostility in the environment.
Whoo! Spice it up.
I also rock Lokes, but I don't mind if y'all don't sponsor me. Dickies though, I rock the shit out of Dickies every day, all day. So I really would appreciate that.
That is beautiful, Freddy. I rock them old Chuck Taylors.
Hell
and
yeah!
Nike can eat fat dicks in. I believe they serve that in China, where they make these cheap ass fucking shoes.
Why, bro? Why you hating on Nike? Because it's $1 billion company.
Hey,
Dude, they're $1 billion company that can't make a goddamn shoe. That fucking look at this, look at this. I can't walk in the rain with this.
How long have you had those shoes,
show
bro?
your camera
A year.
the sole?
A year. I don't have to show anyone my soul. It is evident. No, man, I've had these shoes about a year.
That is a badass flannel shirt, by the way.
Dude, this is like Chinese cholos, dude.
I don't give a fuck what they are.
You see how
that flannel shirt the dude is wearing in the back, bro? I want to know where the fuck he got that.
Dude, he got it at the Academy, bro.
They have flannel shirts at Academy?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Look it up. Can you get a flannel shirt right now? I will go buy that shit right now. Because I went to Walmart, because that's normally where I get them, because they're cheap, right? Because I'm also cheap. She gave me some bullshit story about they don't have them.
Right here, bro.
Oh, shit.
They're on sale, too, because it's hot as fuck.
Homie.
No one's going to wear them.
What price?
You and lumberjacks, dog.
Right here, clearance $9, dude.
Fuck, at what time do they close?
They're already closing, dude.
That wasn't my question.
No, they close probably at 10.
No, I don't need a probably. You're on the fucking internet.
They close it. Oh, dude, you for real, man? You want me to shop for you, dude?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, man.
That fucking blue shirt in the middle, bro.
Do not give him your credit card number, Freddy. Do
Fuck,
not do it.
Man. Write this down real quick. 5.
I need your social too, you know.
Do you have a current picture?
Can the camera still see me?
Yeah, they still can.
Because I sat up.
Yeah, no, they still can.
All right, cool.
You're good, dude.
We're not going to talk about fashion again.
No, we're not.
We need to give that at least a couple episodes before we start.
But I was going somewhere with it. No, I wasn't going towards fashion. Totally fucked me up.
10 p.m., dude. I told you.
I'm just saying Nike can eat a fat bag of dicks.
Oh yeah, about Nike, man. You're fucking up my sponsorship, Sean. I really like those Cortezes and Air Force Ones, bro. You're fucking with me.
Aren't they a break-off company? Or is that straight up Nike?
What? Which one?
I thought the Cortezes came under a different
company. No. But let's get something straight, brother. They came in as a different company from the guy, I forgot his name, the original guy that started them. He was from, I forgot where he was from, but he was some other guy.
Right.
Then, long story short, he came later. Company was bought off, picked up. The name was changed when it was picked up by Nike. I'm butchering the shit out of that story, but
okay, I get you.
But what I wear is the 72 Cortezes. I would like a sponsorship on that too, please.
I'd just like a pair of Chuck Taylors didn't have the bottoms fall out of them. Used to be able to wear those motherfuckers for 5 years. Why don't you, Sean? When's your birthday? I mean, don't be wrong; they'd be raggedy as fuck by the end of 5 years, but the fucking bottom wouldn't be falling out of it.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
I'm not saying that on there.
Hey, I just want to put this out there,
and
dude.
you should know, Freddie, we are Facebook friends.
I'm just going to put this out there, dude. I don't think any of these.
I don't think we've been friends on Facebook for a year. What?
I don't think any of those companies listen to this podcast.
Here we go with this
Don't
negativity.
you know Freddy is an ambitious man?
And we've already spent like
Fucking
19 minutes trying to get plugs, dude.
Negativity.
I mean, Joe Rogan keeps like the
negativity up in this.
You're right.
Fucking
Next
room.
episode, we're just gonna go get plugs. We're going for the 0 gauges, right off the bat.
Since we're
No fucking around. Just
since
take
we're
the
talking
chunk.
about getting plugs, I like sour diesel. So, oh wait, no, this is not.
We're not talking about your butt plug, bro.
That's
They have sour diesel butt plugs.
Hey,
of course they do,
they have
Freddy.
all sorts of flavored stuff now, dude.
Nothing like a sexual suppository.
Yeah.
Word. So they close at 10.
They close at 10.
And if
dude.
you
What time
sell
is it?
sexual suppositories,
It's,
we will pimp
you're
that
not
shit
gonna make it, dude.
hard.
It's 9:45.
Dickies, sexual suppositories.
So on the next episode of Bounce
I think at some point I'd like to get somebody in here to do like a straight up. Have you ever seen one of those shows where they basically suspend people by their piercings?
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck that,
Yeah,
bro.
man. I've seen that in like.
You know who
face
knows
to
somebody
face.
that does that?
Shooter?
Jacob.
Oh.
Jacob knows somebody. He was he at one point we had a conversation, and I remember him telling me. I don't remember the whole gist of the conversation, but I do remember him saying.
I've known a couple people that have
and
done
I
it.
think if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a girl that he was talking about.
Yeah, a lot of
That she would go to these expos.
Yeah.
And they would like suspend her from like
some
fucking.
of these motherfuckers bleed, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
The thing that sucks, man, is like that if you're on that shit long enough, you can literally pass out, which is fine. Well, I mean, it's not fine, right? But what I'm saying is, like, that is one of the things that, like, if you pass out, there is also a chance that if you pass out and they don't get to you quick enough, you basically won't come back.
Right. So what I'm saying is, we get someone in here and we do an episode while they're hanging.
I'm not suspending anybody in my house.
Hey, we were thinking more of suspending you.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Wait. I thought we were talking excommunication.
What
Let's
if
get
we
this
were to
straight.
try to suspend somebody from their nuts?
Why,
Dude, have you
would
ever-
you
have you ever
have
looked-
that image in your mind?
Have you ever seen the BME Pain Olympics?
Yes.
No, what the fuck is that?
Oh,
Unnecessary. That's what it is.
dude. On your own free time, on a phone, not this computer that you have here, because this is just gonna ruin it. But look that up, dude. BME Pain Olympics,
All right.
and then we'll talk about that next podcast. Okay?
It's kind of like The Ring. After 7 days, your computer dies from viruses.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick question.
What's up?
What did Stephen Hawking say when his computer crashed?
I don't know. What did he say?
Nothing.
I'm very lost. in this.
Do not encourage him. Do not encourage him.
I was about to say I'm sorry, y'all, but
As you should.
But I'm really not. I thought it was funny, bro. I read that somewhere today. I thought it was
Reader's Digest.
yeah, some stupid shit. But I thought it was funny. It actually made me laugh.
Sometimes the good ones are the simple ones.
Yeah, it actually did. I was like, wow, that is so horribly hilarious. It really is. Anyway, on to some lighter shit.
Yo, how do you? Are you guys big soccer fans?
No.
Not really.
No. Oh fuck! So you guys have no like. You guys know what's going on right now, right? The World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really follow it though.
Copa Americana.
Yeah, I
The U.S. female team celebrated a little too hard on some goals. The international community's pissed at them. they're pissed at the U.S. Soccer League because they're not giving them the funding.
I think it was supposed to be like this is. Let me look it up because this is what interests me. I'm not a big fan, but every time it comes on, I like to watch. But I think it was set to be in Qatar. Qatar.
What specifically did you want to talk about here? What are you bringing into this conversation?
That there's weird ass corruption. I mean, we all know what happened with
international sports has corruption in it.
There's actually
nobody told me.
There's actually
okay. It's the World Cup right now. It's the Copa Americana, so it's like the qualifying. Like I guess like it's like a qualifying. I don't know what it is for, really, to be honest. But yeah, it's going on. It's going on.
They get together. They play soccer.
It's nice to drink a beer or two with them, you know. But
I don't know about all.
But it's set in Qatar, bro, and dude, Qatar is like hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Like why?
Like regular weather is like 117.
And like
are they doing open stadiums?
Dude, look at the stadium they're building for this, bro.
Right, but that doesn't have a roof. That one picture looks like it's closing.
Yeah, it closes, but they're having to build a whole new. Like this is a poor ass country, dude.
Not really.
Questionable.
Qatar is not poor, dude.
Like the people are poor.
There are some poor ass people in Qatar.
A lot of poor ass people.
Just like there's poor ass people in the United States, but Qatar, look at their GDP, bro. Okay. And I guarantee you,
that shit looks like Flight of the Navigator. What the fuck is that? Does it inflate?
GDP. You dyslexic motherfucker.
Hey, fuck off, Freddy. I'm looking at these stadium pictures, man.
Look at that shit.
Oh yeah. That's ridiculous.
Look at that. You're gonna tell me the country's broke?
Bro, but still, they have people living in poverty, dude.
Of course, we have people living in poverty.
The government,
and the government is rich.
But the government at least
this government here.
The government.
They try to do what? Please tell me. Please tell me what they try to do.
Programs, bro.
We could probably walk 3 blocks, and I could show you somebody that most likely has shit on their ass.
I'm
just saying they have more
crippled.
Of those.
I'm crippled. Would you like for me to tell you what they've done for me,
bro?
Because we can talk for 2 hours about.
I'm just saying you're not living in a cardboard box in the desert. You know, like they're.
So anyway, the Nike Cortez is in 72.
Right. Hey, look,
bro,
all love to the original creators of the shoe, and I got much love for the original Converse design.
I understand what you're trying to say. Like, I understand where you're going with it with the conversation.
Oh, just gonna ignore that my bottom of my shoe's falling out. Just gonna ignore this.
Hey, Sean, we've moved on, Sean. I'm sorry.
I have not.
No, I understand where you're trying to go with it.
Yeah.
But this is my only thing, man.
Right here, bro. There's even like slavery allegations and deaths of people trying to build this fucking stadium.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Nike.
Oh, yeah, fuck Nike too, dude. I'm with you, man.
Fuck Ali, huh?
I fucking hate what they've done with skateboarding, dude.
Hey, you know who you can fuck, bro?
Who?
New Balance, dude. Fuck New Balance.
Hey, bro, they
and their grandpa ass fucking shoes. No,
dude, New Balance
and Kawhi Leonard can suck my.
No. Let me ask you this. I'm reading this here and there.
Yeah.
Is the U.S. team going to be playing in Qatar?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Of course.
Isn't the head of the U.S. women's team a out and out lesbian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's like when
she on the bill?
It's like she is, but it's the same thing whenever they went to go.
She just can't lesbian while she's there.
Yeah. It's the same thing when the Olympics was in Russia.
Do
they like stick like a bit of red tape like over her gash as she comes in the country, and they're like,
"Wait, don't use this." Bad.
Look, man, and I'm not trying to be funny. It's true.
I am.
No, well, with what I was gonna say.
I'll use what you say too.
In Qatar, what other country is it? It's Qatar, and I think
it gets up to 100. It gets up to read this right here. As the cup usually occurs during the northern hemisphere summer, the weather in Qatar was a concern with temperatures reaching more than 50 degrees Celsius, which is
122 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, see, but you also gotta remember that's way too hot to be asked.
Hold on.
That is way too hot.
You also gotta remember, bro. Please don't tell me it doesn't make a difference because you're gonna piss me off. It's dry heat, bro. Dry heat and humid heat are way.
Never
when it gets to the point where it's cooking your brain,
it's cooking you and your skin,
bro.
Dude.
I've been in
You're like roasting. Dude.
I've been in Vegas when it's 117,
bro. But this
and it's hot. It is hot.
It gets hot in Vegas like that for a couple hours, dude. This is consistently
fuck
throughout
you.
the day.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. In Vegas, bro, it's big.
And think about where you're at in Vegas, bro. You can't even drink in Qatar.
And you're not even playing soccer.
That's not even what we're arguing, though.
Huh?
We're arguing heat here.
I'm just saying, Freddie, if somebody tossed you the ball and was like, go. Like, how?
Well, I mean, if anybody tossed me the ball, they're dumb motherfuckers because I don't know what they would expect for me to do with it. But, I mean, I get your point.
They might do it in the winter when it gets to 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's actually an awesome temperature to be doing anything. That's good fucking temperature.
Yeah.
You know what?
Especially when you get that window tint on your windows, bro.
Yeah. Right here, dude. Alcohol's
you're not an exhibitionist or what?
No, but it gets cooler if you get that window tint.
I got you.
Dude, alcohol's an issue too because they're like a big like no alcohol country.
Yeah, it's a dry country instead of a dry county.
Yeah, it's a Muslim state. That's why.
Yeah.
So you could drink it.
You have to love Allah if you.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying.
I'm not sure if they're gonna drop their like beer corporate sponsors, but I don't know. It's looking pretty good.
Dude, you know who can sponsor them?
No. You know how like Miller and all those motherfuckers were canning water for the flood victims?
Fuck yeah.
This has been their plan the whole time. It's like, oh, by the way, when we're in Qatar, we're a water distributor.
Yeah, Miller Lite, get refreshed.
Miller really fucking light.
Zero alcohol, zero. It's gonna be like Miller zero everything.
They don't even brew the beer; they just soak the grains in the water and then serve that to you. It's like some weird aqua fresca.
Hey, since we're on corruption, there is something that I do want to talk about seriously. Because I was looking into some articles. I didn't want to look into it too deep because I wasn't on my computer. And I'm not sure if it was illegal or not, but that's a different story.
I'm not sure if it's illegal, but let's talk about it on air.
Yeah. In 2019 today, we all know and we can agree that in the 60s, 70s, 30s, 40s, Vegas was basically built by the mob, right?
That seems to be the general consensus, yes.
Okay, good. Now, my question, do you think that today in 2019, Vegas is still run by the mob?
Different mob.
But it's still run by the mob.
Different mob.
But it's still run by the mob.
A mob, yes.
A mob, yes.
Okay, I'm just saying.
All right. Do you think it's still run by a mob?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my next question is, why do you believe that?
Think about how
there's a reason as to why I'm asking this question. Cause I was, you know me, man. I once I go down a rabbit hole.
Look, man. At some point, I am not versed enough in it to
me neither, but
give specific names. But certain
I definitely wouldn't.
Investors figured out that there were people flocking to Vegas, and almost every industry in that city could be much the same as like New York in a different sense.
Yeah,
every industry could be capitalized upon in some way.
Yeah,
so that if it was all kind of one big giant system, then the money accumulates at the top. Right?
Yeah. Now that's cool and dandy, and I know what you're saying. But then again, think about it, because this is what I was thinking about. It's 2019. Don't you think that it's more logical that in 2019, from back in the 40s to 2019, Vegas has made sufficient enough money to self-sustain itself without, per se, outside interference?
but not outside investment. I'm saying Vegas seems, from the outside at least, from what I have been aware of, to be a self-sustaining entity, but it is...
But that's because of the mob.
Well, dude, I didn't grow up in the mob era. Like, what I know of Vegas, like...
But, I mean, it's from shit that we've read. I mean, because I didn't either.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, keeping up with the history
and I'm not,
through my
for the
lifetime.
people listening, I want to get something straight. I'm also not saying the shit that you've seen in the movies. Like, yeah, what happened, what you saw in Casino, yeah, that did happen, but I've heard many stories that movie was inflated and stuff like that.
I heard it was inflated, but a lot of those quotes that, like, when they're doing the transition shots and you're hearing people, like, just talking over it, a lot of those are actual, like, testimony and
yeah.
That's from the people that were involved in that.
The reason that I'm saying... I'm going to give you, like, the long story short. This is kind of sort of the conclusion that I came to it. Because I agree with the both of you. I 100% still think and feel that it's still in 2019 run by a mob. You know? I 100% believe that. But because in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, according to history, like... The U.S. government, the CIA, and all that bullshit, they went in there, broke up the mob, they banned whatever, and there was more regulation as far as, like, the casinos, the winnings, the earnings, and the taxes and all that bullshit. So, long story short, like I said, supposedly it was more regulated by the government so that it could be controlled. Now...
what I'm more interested in, man, is... prostitution in Vegas.
Well, there's a reason there's not prostitution in Vegas, man.
It's in the outskirts. It's like outside in the city. You
have to leave the county to find it.
But it's legal out there.
No.
Yeah,
there's not legal prostitution in Vegas.
I didn't say it was legal, but you can find prostitution in Vegas.
Yeah, but that's okay.
It's like against the law, though.
But I guarantee you there's most likely some sort of check involved in how that operates within the city limits.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Always freelance.
Like for
always someone willing to sell a product.
Like for people that are like ignorant to the subject or whatever, like there is real pimps. Like real pimps exist. Like, you know, people really do run these women the way that they do or whatever. Anyway, before we go into the prostitution thing,
like pimps like 50 Cent, right?
Yeah, pimps like 50 Cent.
By the way, if you guys
go broke because they owe $14 million in back taxes.
He thought that water was going to make it.
Well, I mean, it did. He just mismanaged the money. Anyway.
Got to get them diamonds. I'm sorry. No, that's not a 50 Cent reference. Lost my train of thought there for a second. But what I was going to say was... think about this, man. The way that the government got the mob, as in like the Italian mafia here in the U.S., was through banking, through money laundering charges, right? Or at least a lot of that's how a lot of the RICO cases were built, right?
That's how they got Capone, kind of.
Well, that's how they got Capone, and then continued to get a shitload of other. I mean, like. All right, by the time you get to like fucking John Gotti, you're talking murder charges, but that's by the time, you know, all of these head guys had been knocked off, or you get guys like Bulger who had, I mean, that's not the Italian mob, but that's the same tactics they were trying to implement when they were going after these organizations, was either we turn you into a rat or we, you know, get you on some minor charge that we can follow up on and trump it up to, you know, a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're the bank that's running all the money for this stuff, all of a sudden the government runs in and goes, hey, all this shit was illegal. Like, we're going to have to stop this nice fat cash cow that you got here. Wouldn't you as the bank go, shit, we should buy some real estate in Vegas?
And that's what they did.
And bam. I'm just saying that kind of stuff also draws in, you know, the kind of people that manage that.
And I get that. This is. Let me give you
like,
more.
dude, I guarantee you, there's at least a couple of people at Disney World that are there specifically to break your fucking kneecaps if you fuck around.
Yo, Disneyland! Shout out to Disneyland Police. You guys do a good job.
This is the main point that I'm trying to make. The main point I'm trying to make is
ain't nothing worse than a drunk hillbilly with Mickey Mouse ears on.
With Mickey Mouse badge, dude.
That's how gangster they are.
Oh, don't make me fuck you up.
The American government
Pluto hasn't eaten.
We keep him hungry.
The American government.
Much respect, if not love, to the mouse. Will fear do my mousy lord?
The American government wanted to make the American public think that
we went to the moon. I don't think it's written. No, I'm playing.
That they basically took care of the mob. And what I feel that really happened was that the government realized that the mob had grown and gotten so out of hand that they just decided to kind of sort of in their own way work with them on the low. They were like, this is going to continue happening whether we like it or not. Might as well just play along. No? Or are y'all too scared to admit that?
I think that probably took place in a lot of situations.
I'm talking about now.
On the federal level, it doesn't seem...
Well, on the federal level, it's never going to seem that way because on the federal level...
You have to account for the money. And
well, not only that, but you also got to think about that on the federal level, the government still needs to look like the government. Meaning, what I'm saying is, the government still needs to look like the good guy. You know what I mean?
Right, but then you get the CIA's issue with they were like, well, we'll fund our own operations.
We still know
to be how the whole cocaine issue came in was that they were like, fuck it, we'll sell cocaine and pay for the equipment we need.
Look at all the different
do these operations.
Look at all the different mafia families in America.
Are these like all of them?
These were all of them.
Dude, that list doesn't even look nearly long enough.
No, but this is strictly Italian.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was asking.
Strictly Italian.
I mean, from what I know, the Lucchese crime family were bad motherfuckers.
Bro, Houston.
The Colombo
Houston crime family. The Houston crime family.
The Gambino.
That's a little too close to home, dude.
The Gambino.
The Gambino are the most famous.
Dude, why do you think Houston used to be the center for stand-up comedy in the United States, man? There's a bunch of men with class. With class.
The New Orleans crime family. Ain't nobody ever heard of them motherfuckers.
Hey, bro. New Orleans is rowdy, bro.
No, they are, man.
Getting rid of a lot of bodies in them swamps, man.
Yeah, dude. There's gators, dude.
That's
why they all went to Florida, because they were like, Louisiana's too crazy.
The Los Angeles crime family. That sounds more like the Crips and the Bloods. Is what the fuck that sounds
there was like legit gangsters like running Hollywood for a bit.
Yeah, Hollywood was another town that was built on questionable money.
Yeah.
Gray market, if you will.
Milwaukee, damn, they're controlling that steel.
Do y'all? But I mean, my bad. But then, like, y'all still do agree that in 2019 is still going down.
Yeah, dude.
Well, here's the thing, man. It's like the whole issue they had with Chicago where they went hard after the drug dealers and managed to break up a bunch of gangs, and all they did was basically rile up a bunch of lower level motherfuckers to be like, well, fuck it, we'll shoot it out to see who gets control of this shit. You done took all the people that had any sense of control, so now all of you've basically got a bunch of Ronin running around, feudal era Japan cutting each other's heads off type of shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that situation has probably played out multiple times, and that's just in recent history, you know what I mean, in the last 20, 30 years, whatever. Well, now you've got that played out, say, since the 60s and the 70s after they started taking down the major crime families. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if they weren't the controlling factor of an area, region, whatever, state even, once you take that heavy of a player out of the game, there's going to be, upset. People are going to, there's going to be somebody or something that's going to come in to fill that gap.
So like if you keep in mind, like all these, like the list that we're looking at, all these crime families, all these mob families, they were again, long story short, they were created and grew because they wanted to obtain money and power, and the government figured that out, and they were growing, and they labeled them as ruthless mob gangsters, right?
Right.
So this is where I was going with it. So there's this great nation that I will not say the name of, but it is the greatest nation, freest of all in the whole wide world, that is built on armies and military and stuff like that. And they go into other countries, and a lot of the times they bully their way in, and basically they take over countries that just happen to be infested with oil.
I know where you're going, man, and I won't have you bad-mouthing Belgium that way, man.
Yeah. So my point is, how is that different than what the mob did?
Oh, they're very similar tactics, man. But you realize that, I mean, look, granted, Mario Puzo was never a great source of, say, historical fact. But that one speech in The Godfather where he's talking about, like, we were supposed to be like the Romans. You know what I mean? Like, that is very telling, man. Because, like, if you understand, like, say, the history of Julius Caesar's conquering of Northern Europe and Western Europe and then the British Isles, it was very much a, that's some nice stuff you got right there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it type of situation, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not willing to go far enough in your whacked out conspiracy theory that somehow the
it's not that's the thing, man. Like I
well, what I was going to offer was this, man.
It's not a conspiracy though.
Well, it would technically by definition be a conspiracy.
But it is happening.
In certain places, sure. What I was going to throw at you is this, man. Think about all of the undercover operations that were done in the name of the war on drugs, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, you're a local municipality. You've, let's say, pretty much wiped out your drug problem, but you do still have all these drugs, and there are a lot of people willing to buy them. I mean, what's to say you don't just take over the market? You already got a bunch of people that got their name in the game, as long as they didn't fucking, burn themselves in the process. Just an idea. I'm not saying it happened. Just saying maybe.
I don't mean to be rhetorical.
Rhetorical?
Not rhetorical. That's not the right word. Repetitive.
Okay.
But my point is that it still happened. And it's still happening. So how is it different? The tactics are different, but it's still happening today. So
right.
my only point is,
if you're asking how you prevent that, man, that takes diligence at almost every level, man. Like, all right, like, to be very honest, man, if you want to be a useful, let's say, to yourself and your neighbors type of citizen here in this grand country, your best bet is to vote at least all the way up to the state level. Be aware and involved at all of the choices you are able to make as a at least state citizen, like from your local school board to your city, county commissions.
Okay,
all that shit.
Let me flip this question like this.
Your constables, even, yo.
Let me flip this question like this.
Judges. What?
And this is a hypothetical situation, so work with me. If Al Capone was here today and he was running for president.
Well, first of all, he would be completely retarded from gonorrhea.
If he didn't have gonorrhea and he was running for president.
Right.
Would you vote for him?
No.
Why not?
He's Al Capone.
So? Ronald Reagan was Ronald Reagan.
You can say a lot of dirty shit about Ronald Reagan. Specifically, you can say the nasty. Okay, here's the thing.
Nixon was Nixon.
Nixon, at the time that he was elected, was not thought to be quite as much of a scummy son of a bitch as he was found out to be during his administration, which was the same thing that happened with Reagan, by the way.
Yeah.
George W. Bush, on the other hand,
by the way,
was
just want to
known
throw it
be a
out
bit
there
of a
because I don't
dipshit.
want to leave her out. Nancy was just as dirty, but go ahead. Wait, that was her name, right? Nancy?
Yeah, Nancy.
Oh, okay.
Hey man, they were all president though, dude. That's what, like,
So my question is legitimate. Why wouldn't you vote for Al Capone?
All right, look, again, as I was about to say, man, aside from like George, the first Bush, the elder Bush,
yeah, let me say something about Bush before you. And I'm
wait, elder or younger?
The elder one.
Okay.
He was the only, and I'm iffy even when I say this, but he was the only Republican that I can think of off the top of my head that he was okay. Really? And I still cringe a little bit, but if you really think...
I cringe a lot. Don't like the man.
No, I'm not saying I like him. I really honestly...
I go sugarcoat it because his old ass is dead.
I honestly think that every Republican... Like, I haven't found a good one yet. Honestly. Right? But, I mean, don't take me back into the 20s and the 18th century because...
No. Okay, what was your issue with Ron Paul? I know he was more libertarian than Republican, but he did fly under the Republican banner. What was your issue with that?
He was the one, help me out. Wasn't he the one that was...
He was the one that wanted to investigate the Fed, get us out of... he was very anti-war.
No, but he would... It sounds familiar. I don't know if it was Paul or if it was that other dumbass Cruz. That was... one of them wanted... to what this dumbass is doing today, which is, long story short, tax the middle class higher and more for the rich.
Likely Cruz.
Cruz.
Actually, Paul was much more for a lower. He was one of those like let's get rid of some taxes type of motherfucker.
Yeah. But I know that he did something that I was like, what the fuck? But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'm just throwing it out there, man. Like don't get me wrong, man. You know me, man. I can throw fire on both sides that don't really have much love for the Republicans or the Democrats.
There's definitely like Democrats that.
He I don't know, man. I like George H. Bush, dude.
Yeah.
He did do a lot. I was trying to think of some of them, but he had a lot to do with the Berlin Wall or whatever coming down. He did that before he was a president.
I would recommend anybody who has come across, because there's a lot of stuff you can read about him, and it seems like he was kind of a woe-begotten president, and that like he didn't get his second term, and like he may have been unfairly judged.
But I think he got his fair share because he served 2 terms as Reagan's vice president. Like I think he
right.
He
and
not getting it.
That
like,
the fact that he was in that administration while all the shit that happened in that administration was going on.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Bush who pardoned, or maybe it was Reagan that pardoned Oliver North. Anyway, long story short, what I'm saying is go out and look at the the Carlyle Group and the history behind some of their philosophies and investment transactions. You can't really look at some of that stuff and not come away with an impression of dirty dealings. Like,
I mean, to be honest, I think any politician is dirty. If you've made your way up to president, you're the fucking dirtiest.
Yeah. Right.
Like I have a respect for the position, but every person that's
everybody's look. Let me tell you something, because I don't like when people have this misconception of me too, that I think that there's some good guys, there's some bad guys. No. If you're a politician, your job is to lie to get the job, basically.
Yeah.
And you're crooked as fuck. Like Republican,
if you want to look at politicians that have been like truthful to what they're gonna do, like when they're polling or when they're running.
Right.
I mean, Trump, dude, has actually accomplished a great majority of what he's promised.
Yeah, but he's still a dick.
I mean, he is, dude, but that's like, I mean, respect the man. He said he was gonna do it. He did most of this stuff.
Here's the thing, man.
You're missing the point.
Yeah.
But this is a bias of low expectations because he managed to accomplish any of the things that he actually said he was going to do. Whereas if you go back for the last 4 or 5 presidents, man, and tried to compare their platforms to what they actually accomplished while in office, and it's ridiculous, dude, how.
Let's bring it up, dude, because I mean, let's look at
Freddy, go ahead. Hold on, look, watch. I get a headache just thinking about it. His whole fucking slogan from the start.
Okay, that's the slogan, though.
No. Fuck that. Because that was your whole fucking thing that you ran your presidency on. I'm going to make America great again. First of all, the first fucking thing wrong with that fucking slogan is, I want to know, when was America great? Was it when there was a slave trade? Was it during the Christian Crusades? When was it great? That's one thing, but we're gonna leave that alone. Second thing is, he said he did everything that he was gonna do. Yeah, you're partially right on that. But my assumption, and I'm sorry if I was incorrect, my assumption is when you take this highest position of power in your fucking country, it's to make the country better for the people. Thirdly, you promise that the government is for the people, not for yourself. So that this was going to be my question to you, our cameraman. How has he fucking made the country better? And don't give me none of that unemployment rate, because fucking 60 to 70% of that unemployment rate was already there
right now
before he came into office.
I'm sorry. Right now, I was a little too close to the microphone. Right now, right now is the best time to open up a small business, and I'll tell you why. Because of what he's done. He's giving opportunity to small businesses. I mean, he's done bad stuff, dude. Okay, but you have to give credit, dude. He's done good for small businesses. If you were to start a business right now, dude, you would have less taxes.
Which we've already had this conversation. I tried, and we already figured out what happened.
Be clear as possible without going into the specifics of actions taken. He has not done that. What he has done is contributed to a atmosphere where people are more inclined to actually
let's be fucking
capital.
This is my problem with fucking Republicans and every other fucking supporter that he has.
Get up on that soapbox, Freddy. Climb up on that soapbox.
Let's be realistic, dude. Let's be realistic. The only fucking thing that he's done in 3 years is he's taken everybody else's credit and says, I've done this. And he hasn't. Let's be real with it, man.
Okay, but look, think about it this way. It's like a linebacker blocking for a play, man. If you didn't have that big burly sumbitch in front of you, you would not be able to get through the motions that you need to accomplish the goal. You follow me on this?
Yeah.
That may be a very simplistic analogy, but it works in the sense that without him as the totem figure up in front, they would not be able to.
You want me to tell you something though?
Look,
what?
Anybody that would have wanted to do that, they could have. Anybody else?
Look,
I'm going back to what he's saying.
He's done good with tax reform. Okay, they're not fucking over little small businesses.
Okay, I will push back on you on that, man, because the
I got fucked over in Texas because of what he did.
The
Bro,
sunset
you haven't done
of
shit
those
with your business though, you know?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about my personal taxes. There was shit that I was able to do before he did this fucking bullshit. That because of what he did, now I can't. Because of what he's done.
You're talking about the limiting of the claims, like what you can deduct.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Think about it like this, dude. There's farmers out there that are trying to grow Organic chicken.
I'm not a fucking farmer, bro.
I know, dude. I know, but this is food that benefits you, dude. Food that's like antibiotic, like free. It's organic food.
And you think this is what they're feeding you too, right?
Huh? No, dude. This is like known what they feed you. Like people that grab or like those are small businesses, okay?
And you're saying this is something that the FDA or something has done?
No, it's not what it's a business trying to grow organically, you know, like.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the tax cuts specifically?
Yeah, they're a small business, okay? They're not. They're trying to grow. Look, there's a lot of local, organic small businesses.
No, but what specifically about the tax cuts allows? I mean, I understand that the corporate
for one, they reimburse you on high, like if you could show that you've used most of your purchases for your business and show the amount that you've used, like the purchases for your business, like
they've allowed for more deductions.
Yeah, even like at 100% like deduction, like they'll give you the money back. What?
I feel like I'm back in school. Just so you know.
Yeah.
And you can look back at this. When Obama was in office.
Yeah.
You could do that.
No, Obama was actually taxing and not deducting as much.
I get it.
Yeah.
He was. But what Obama did, when it came to small business loans...
He bailed the auto industry out.
That was one thing.
It doesn't matter how much money you give on the front end, man. If you make it impossible to... all right, if the rates go up because of the actions on the back end, which is what happened with the bank bailouts... Basically, they were like, oh, we're not going out of business. We got to make this money back then. So there was that again led to a climate that was not, people were not willing to lend capital at the rate that they usually would. So the government-backed loans were not suitable.
Again, the reason money. you gotta remember also, like you said, you gotta remember the climate in which Obama did it. When Obama came
Obama did a lot of good. There's no doubt about it. Okay, but he was able to do that good through taxes. Okay, taxes were a lot higher when Obama was in.
Okay,
Trump has lowered down taxes.
Okay, but here's where
that's what I'm asking you, bro.
Freddie, I'm trying to be on your side right here, man. Here's where I will push back on you on the whole tax nonsense. Yeah. Is that the private taxes for the middle class sunset in 2022? So these personal tax cuts that people are talking about
that didn't do shit for you.
They didn't do shit for your deductions. That was that you can make an argument for.
They didn't do shit for you. Period. You right now, if you were to try to take the same approach on your personal taxes, you end up paying back a lot more money on shit.
Yeah. The idea was that they're literally taxing you less, but they're allowing for less deductions as well. So you're paying a higher percentage. You're paying no. Okay, it does at the lower tax brackets.
Exactly.
And that's an argument that can be made. But I'm saying...
And that's my only argument because I'm telling him...
But there is a reasonable argument that can be made for lowering the taxes and increasing the percentage of that tax.
This is my point. This is it. And I'm glad that you touched on that. This is my point. How many rich people that make $1 million a year at least do you know personally?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't name a single one.
Okay, perfect. This is my example. I don't either. The only motherfuckers I know are just as broke as me. And the only one that I can think of makes about, maybe on the high end, about 80 grand a year before taxes. So my point is, going back to what you said earlier, and to every other fucking broke Republican, is the same fucking question. As far as the bullshit tax, what the fuck has he done for you? Now, this is what I understand, and this is the last thing I will say on the tax thing. If you're rich, if you got money, if you got a 6-7 figure income, I get why you love Trump. I get it.
No, but here's the thing, Freddie. Those people you're talking about that are making $80,000 a year, they probably benefited from the cuts that were made, even with the lack of the fewer deductions.
And he actually
started... No, but here's the fucking thing, man. In 3 years, those go the fuck away. the corporate tax cuts and the business tax cuts don't
and that's
go away.
not even see, man. And
you can
I
make
wasn't
some
even
trickle down economics fucking argument
that's not
for
even,
why the business cuts should be left in place.
And that's not even what I was trying. And I wasn't even going to use that against you or use it against.
But I'm saying, if you want to talk about stupid fucking people celebrating some shit that's not going to be beneficial, they're literally going to take that shit away in 3 years.
I think if it's there, take advantage
you want me,
of it,
you want me to give you another fun fact?
The argument
you want me to give you another fun fact? You know where some of that money is gonna supposedly come out?
Is this a fact or is this a speculation?
You can look it up if you want.
All right, look, I'm gonna let y'all fight about this for a couple minutes. I'm gonna go take a leak.
Okay. Okay.
Some of that bullshit, and it's a speculation because now that I think about it, because it hasn't happened yet. Some of that bullshit. Why do you think they want to cut Medicare and Medicaid? Because they need to cut the expense from somewhere else. And this fucking fuckface.
How are they going to cut Medicaid and Medicaid?
Well, that's what he wants to do. That's the reason as into why this guy wants to privatize fucking like insurances and shit.
Okay, but Medicaid and Medicare aren't insurances. They're government funded programs.
Exactly.
That's not an insurance.
Okay.
If you don't have an insurance,
government funded program is what I mean.
They want to privatize insurance.
Yeah.
They don't want to get rid of Medicare and Medicaid. Watch. I'm going to cut Social Security like every other Republican. I'm not going to cut Medicare and Medicaid. Right there. I'm not going to cut Medicare and Medicaid. He's going to cut Social Security.
Do you know how many times he's lied and he's changed his story?
Dude, from the list of stuff that he's accomplished that he said he was going to do, I mean, regardless if you like the things that he said or not, he's done majority of them. So if he says he's not going to cut Medicare to Medicaid, I mean, just by the fact that he's kept his word on some of these, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not. I'm just a person that likes to look at the facts, and these are the facts.
I don't know how factual they are, man. Because he said a lot.
Yeah.
He also said he was going to do a lot of other shit that he later went back on.
Yeah. I mean, and then...
Oh, so this. I should wait till Sean gets back. But anyway,
talk about it.
I'll repeat it when Sean gets back. This was my only point, man.
Yeah.
Every politician, every fucking president, Democrat or Republican, they're all crooked. There's not one clean one. There's not one straight one. This is my only thing, man. Yeah. You're gonna get this position of power, and while you have this position of power, you're gonna get a shitload of money. Okay, yeah. So all I'm saying, dude, is with this shitload of money that you're already gonna get. I'm not saying with the money, but you're gonna get a shitload of money already. I mean, at least don't be a greedy fuck. At least while you're in this position of power, do something for the people. At least. That's all I'm saying.
I think, but that's like, again, man, I believe we're in a free country. If someone so chooses to do something with his money that he worked hard for, that should be his freedom.
No. You're not understanding.
You know?
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
We should all legitimately be treated
You're not understanding. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying
so why not be taxed equally?
Don't. You know? I'm not, because not everybody earns the same money. That's a stupid argument.
No, dude, no. But that's the thing. Like, it should just be a basis on like, hey, man, if you don't make enough to pay taxes, then you're gonna get money back, income tax back. You know. Agree. If you make enough money to, like, you know, saying, hey, you know what, dude, I made good this year, they're gonna take the same amount from you as the rich guy.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What is the earning salary as a cap that you believe should be good to earn and still get money back?
Okay, I think as long as you're able to cover your basic...
you shouldn't get money back.
Give me a number.
Freddie, that's a bad argument, man, because tax returns are basically a result of a faulty tax system.
Yeah.
Basically, they should have to do the math beforehand, whereas what it is now is if they think you did the math wrong, they can fuck you over.
Yeah.
Well,
So
look,
that is
if you get a tax return right now, I think whatever you're making, you're a person that's in the red most of the time. You know, like if you're in a place where you're asked to pay taxes back, that you're asked to contribute to the government, I think you're in a good standing place financially year round.
No,
you have to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes on a house. Okay, that's just
regardless. You know why? Because I've had to pay taxes for 2 years, and I'm not ashamed to admit this on this recording. I don't have a livable salary.
But that's like,
meaning that I'm an American that lives paycheck to paycheck. That's what I'm saying. And any real person with
we've had this conversation several times. I don't want to discuss it on cameras because this is all just a matter of like what you can do personally with what's given to you. You know, you got to be smart with what you do.
The government wants you to think that way.
Well, hold on. We do a poor job, like both with educational system and just as individuals. Man.
All I'm saying is your tax argument,
dude. Who sat you down and taught you how to do your taxes?
Your tax argument would make sense if every
I have to pay taxes.
If every American, your tax argument would make sense. If every single American in this country made a livable salary. And we all know,
dude. But there's like there is lots of stuff, like lots of programs that you could take advantage of locally here, and that you're paying. Your tax dollars are going to.
We can agree to disagree.
I don't know. I don't see how.
Yeah,
taxes,
you don't. You definitely don't. I see that you don't.
I don't see how the tax thing is like that big of a deal.
Yeah. I can see definitely.
Well, hold on a second. Part of what your argument being that there is not a living wage being paid to a lot of people. I want to say it's up to like 40%. You want to look that number up of the country is not being paid what would be considered a living wage. I mean,
there's people, man, that are receiving $13,000 a year before taxes today in 2019. So,
yeah. I spent a couple years making like that and less. So, yeah, I feel you, man. I understand. I dig. But what I'm saying is part of the problem is the programs that our illustrious cameraman is talking about contribute to the idea that, like Walmart having a large segment of their employee base.
Walmart.
Huh?
Fuck Walmart.
Walmart started out as a good idea, but it has become slowly, you know what I mean? You either die the hero or you fucking live long enough to become the villain.
It's like 40% of America. Less than 40% of Americans make less than a livable wage. Make less than the 1968 minimum wage.
Damn. If you understand how inflation works, 1968 money was a lot more. If you make less than the minimum wage in 1968, you have reasons to complain. Or you might just not be living up to your potential. Hey, there is always the argument of not living up to your potential.
It's 14.
I know some bummy ass motherfuckers.
The upper limit of first.
Like I said, I know people today in 2019 that make $13,000 a year before taxes.
Yes. There was no disagreement from either one of us to you on that.
Yeah. I think that's a person that should deserve a tax return, you know?
Right. But Mr. Cameraman.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That person probably shouldn't be taxed, man.
My thing
like,
is...
if we're talking about an income tax that is actually meant to recirculate, say, you know, either that or take in funds for a program like Social Security.
Yeah.
And we can make arguments for and against Social Security right now if y'all want to dig that ditch.
No, fuck that. That's
okay, but here's the thing. You're bringing up the programs that are the supplemental programs, right? Yeah. As far as, you know, there's things you can apply for. Okay, well, some of those things are what lead to the corporate idea that, well, if we provide a less than livable wage, the person will still be able to, you know, get some sort of subsidization or assistance, if you want to say, and they will still be able to function as our employee without us actually paying for their livelihood.
What I don't really understand, and I do understand it, what I don't really understand why people make it a big deal is the part of people making a big deal of like universal health care and a free college tuition. This is why I have a problem with people that have a problem with that. Because their first argument is there's no money, which I can tell you right off the bat that that's bullshit. And I can back that up by telling you that there is a $700 billion budget for guns and explosives and shit like that.
How do you know?
So
where's this?
Look it up. Look up the military budget. So
and then imagine the black budget.
Hey man, brother, somebody gets it.
Hey man,
there's one American that gets it.
I've beheld a pale horse.
Another thing, thank you for bringing it up, Sean. There's another thing that Americans
and about the Illuminati.
Some Americans don't know. There's a lot of fucking money in this country that is not accounted for. It's just off the grid.
But here's
but it's somewhere and somebody has it.
Just to make a reasonable argument.
I know we don't, as Americans. We don't got it.
There are a few Americans that get to play with those toys. I don't think we let the Chinese play with them, though occasionally. If you remember back in old W. Bush's term, the Chinese basically just like stole a spy plane for like a week, took it apart, and then gave it back to us. Nobody else remembers that one?
No.
I don't, to be honest.
Those were good times.
Yeah.
That was right before 9/11, and it was like,
look,
hey, don't you remember? And then bam, and it was like, well, we can't talk about that no more.
I want to bring this up, man. How many people now that have to pay that pay school, like people that get school paid for, and people that like, you know, mom and dad helped them pay through school? How many of those people have you seen like graduate college?
I know a couple, like 4. What's your point?
Like
my cousin's one of them.
Look, watch, man. The college graduation rate has actually gone down.
Okay, you know why?
Look, this is like people that the average amount of people that go to college.
Mm-hmm. I like that where you're going with it.
Okay, but here's
I'm about to kill your argument, but go ahead. I know where you're going with it. Go ahead.
I'll let you take the first swing.
Look, dude.
We need you to already pre-pull up these facts if you're going to be trying to drop numbers and shit. Let me see, Freddy, let me see if this is the angle you were going with, which is basically like how many of those people that do graduate manage to get paying jobs worth.
Look, it's even broken down into demographics.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, the amount of there actually is a big amount of like ethnic people able to go to college now than there was before.
Right.
Paid for, because there's more government grants to let those people of minorities in.
There's also there's a higher percentage of the population in general that's going to college.
Yeah,
exactly.
How many of those are finishing it though? Finishing school.
I love where you're going with that.
How many of them?
Tell me.
Huh?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, I was asking.
I know. I want you to tell me.
It's going down, dude. Look.
He's hard, Joaquin. Finish him off.
Go ahead. It's going down. I love where you're going with that. It is going down. I asked you a question 2 minutes ago.
What?
Do you know why it's going down?
Why is it going down?
You tell me. I want you to tell me why you think it's going down.
Because I think it's going down because people are figuring out that you don't need to go to school. I'm for real, dude. You don't need to go to school.
Fuck you and every other Republican says that. The reason
I'm not a Republican.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying you and I'm sorry. It was my fault. You and Republicans say that.
Look how many. Let me tell
you what I think.
You stuff that straw back in your mouth, man, and let him finish his argument.
Let me tell you what I think. And unfortunately, I don't have a solid fact that will show this.
Did anybody else think he was going to say opinion?
But honestly, man, a 4-year real university college tuition is way more fucking expensive to pay for, that fucking 19, 20, 21, 25-year-old kids build massive debt even before they graduate. And that's why I'm one of them fucking living proofs that I didn't even fucking get to finish the programmer study that I started, and I was stuck with humongous debt, and I couldn't continue going to school because I have debt. I have been outside of school for 10 years, and I still have that fucking debt.
Freddy, you bring up a great point, man. Like, hold on, let's look up the number. How many students drop out due to too much debt before they graduate?
And before you go into that argument, this is the last thing I'll say on that. Do you know how much of that fucking problem would be solved if the government did something right and paid for your full tuition? All of it. And the other point I was trying to make.
Look, man, there's also things kids could do to earn a free ride to school, dude. They could apply themselves academically. They could join the military, you know?
Well, hold on. Let's back the fuck up.
No. Hold on.
Is anybody trying to make the argument that high school couldn't provide a at least substantive vocational education?
No, because the teachers are packing guns and shit.
That was
keep them little motherfuckers in line.
That's now.
But no, that's a product of the school system being shit, man. And plus, we're not teaching them anything.
Who else can also agree that the educational American system is also fucking broken? They're still following a teaching method from way back in the 50s.
Have you seen does
not work
dude,
today.
It goes back to the 1890s, man.
Have you seen the school? Have you seen these schools like that are coming up around that are public schools, but they're not like governed by like government standards,
okay.
You know, like they.
Do you have to pay for them?
Charter schools?
Do you have to pay for them out of pocket?
No. And they're specifically in place to help lower class people. To give lower.
But you're not paying for this out of pocket.
No, you're not paying this out of pocket. Look them up. They're Vanguard, Idea Academy. Those schools. Okay. Like they even have a college assistance program where they guarantee you 2 years.
You know that Idea Academy also has people with helmets in them, right?
I know they do, but it's designed to give high quality education to people of low income.
Do you know how many people with helmets are going to graduate with something substantial when they come out of that school?
They do. They do a lot for people with helmets. That's what I'm saying. Have you been to their special ed programs?
I have.
You have been to the special ed programs? Which school? Because not all schools offer a special ed. I'll have you know that.
The one from the one that's in FAR.
That one doesn't have a special ed.
Yes, it does.
Okay, well, go on. What did you notice about their special ed program?
What I just told you.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to be a dick about it. I'm just trying to explain in very like stupid terms. Like he said,
you're making a good point. By the way, there are people that do accrue entirely too much debt, and there are
I'm saying, dude, is
problems with the high school education.
If the government would invest the money in the right place, and then you would have a higher fucking graduation rate, a more success rate.
Did you find that number, by the way?
They get out of
people. How many people are dropping out because of their debt?
I found it. It was
because Freddy, I genuinely don't believe that it's.
It was in the what?
It's in the 3.9 undergraduates. And about
3.9 what?
3.9 million undergraduates.
Case fucking closed.
No, but what's that number over?
Huh?
3.9 million
over the course of 2014 to 2016.
Three fucking years, dude.
Yeah.
No, wait, 1.38 trillion in student loans.
Million.
What? 3.9
million undergraduates and federal student loan debt dropped out in the fiscal years.
This is from federal loans. Like government loans.
Okay, school. What's the percentage of that for? I mean, that's a
right here. Government undergraduate, public and 4-year college universities.
64%.
About 60. 64% of kids, that drop out because of school, because of money.
Now do you see my point?
Bro, but those kids, look, this is what I'm saying, man. I don't think it's a bad thing to have to pay for your school. Okay, it gives you time to learn and to figure out what exactly.
When you're broken, when you gotta figure out where your next meal is gonna fucking come from, bro.
But look at this right here, Freddie. Look, the for-profit universities have a much fucking
that's the other problem.
Non-profit college universities.
You know, that's the other fucking problem. You know why this scholastic system is also broken?
Look, dude,
is because these colleges are for profit.
Let me tell you this, man.
No, are you trying to say that colleges shouldn't fucking be paid, man?
No, I'm not trying to say that they shouldn't be paid. What I'm trying to say is when you treat a university the same way that you treat a prison system, that shit is broken. And
okay, I'll agree with you. Prisons should never be for profit, but fucking
universities aren't being treated like prisons, bro. It's like
there are probably some out there that make you wear pink and feed you fucking $15 bologna sandwiches or something.
I mean, everything at university.
And the only problem that I have, like, with this whole argument. This is the only problem that I have with this whole argument.
Okay, but look, the private non-profit colleges and universities.
I don't need to see the numbers anymore. I get it.
You get what I'm saying about the numbers being a lot lower with the private institutions,
1,000%.
But so
the places
what that's telling me is that
what I'm trying to tell
a lot of these public loans that are government backed that are not panning out. So they're either not...
What I'm trying to tell you is that none of that shit on the chart matters.
Does it make sense to you, though?
When you're broke is what the fuck I'm trying to tell you.
Right. No argument on that, man.
That's what... I'm not saying...
I mean, I'm fascinated by how many of the...
saying, dude, I grew up broke, like really broke, and I'm paying off my school right now, dude, and I'm able to do it because, like, I found out
out of every 1 billion people, bro.
What, dude? Like there's other things you could do. I wasn't smart, you know.
And only about 400 million in this country. But
look, this is the only problem, and like this is all I said. This is all.
Let me ask you this, Freddie. Are you following any of the candidates, say in the Democratic Party, or I think there might be at least one.
I lost.
But look, there are at least a handful of them that are proposing forgiveness for student debt right now.
Bernie's one of them. Bernie and Yang is one of them.
Bernie will jump on any fucking progressive hand grenade he sees floating around right now, man. Look, I lost all faith in
y'all talk a lot of shit about the old dude,
man. In fucking Bernie, man.
He's not gonna be the 2020 president, dude.
Yeah, of course. As long as there's Americans thinking like you, bro, he won't. Like I get it. Which that's the only point I'm trying to make.
I don't want him no more.
The scary
He's done pissed
part.
My semi-libertarian ass off.
The scary part.
Yang gang all day. Yang gang.
What killed it for you, dude, was whenever he lost and he was so talking about the corruption, and then he went on to go endorse Hillary.
That was an issue, most definitely. The fact that he failed to acknowledge the issues within the Democratic Party.
And what did Trump do?
Bro, Trump is a piece of shit, but he doesn't lie about being a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Bernie.
He's still a piece of shit, and we just agreed that every candidate fucking lies. So what's the fucking
basically
difference?
What you're saying is Bernie is a much nicer piece of shit.
This was supposed to be the anti-piece of shit guy.
And you know why I'm saying that? And you know why?
There are two people that I have hope for right now. I have yet to see piece of shit behavior from Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang.
Shout out to Andrew.
It'll happen.
It might. Eventually. Most definitely. He said some fucking sketchy things about like gun control. So is Gabbard. He made some comments when he was interviewing with the fucking Young Turks.
And I honestly don't give a shit about gun control. You can take all the motherfuckers if you want.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's gonna kill you, they're gonna kill you. Period.
Freddie, I will defend your Second Amendment right to the death, whether you want me to or not.
Hey man, I believe in gun control, but I'm all for the Second Amendment.
Gun control means both hands, boy.
There's no such thing as gun control. Is what I'm trying to say.
You hold it straight. You aim down the barrel. What the hell?
What I'm saying is
control issue.
My only issue with this whole argument.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have more kids dropping out of school once we make it free. You know, and it's going to be wasted opportunities.
By the way, you also missed another
what the fuck are they doing now? Are they not wasting opportunities?
That was
now?
another number we were talking about.
No,
was
like
how many of these kids that are graduating are actually going on to get profitable jobs
and
that are
that's
allowing them to pay
a whole
back.
different animal within itself.
Right, but if we can't get that number right, there's no point in putting more of these kids through college.
All I'm saying is that
Is technical and vocational education also involved in what you're talking about?
Like,
Should the government pay for that?
Like, I think there's grants and programs for people in those situations. But
I think the important bit is interest-free, man.
I think
need interest-free loans for education.
I think that's where they should be funding. Like, they should be pushing most of the government.
Dude.
No, dude. I think we should be putting most of our money, government money, into certification programs to make people mechanics, programs to get people.
No argument.
Yeah, people working out in the workforce.
Yeah.
Show them that there's opportunities outside of school to make money, because you can make pretty decent money.
Whether you
as
got a
plumber.
citizenship or not.
Yeah, you could be ranking in as a plumber.
Right, and to be honest, man, I think if you take a lot of the people that should be going through the certification programs, getting the vocational education, you take those people out of the current college system right now.
Yeah,
the private
college isn't for everybody. Dude.
Right, the higher education system would actually be able to focus on higher education. And it's more so not for everybody
when you can't afford it.
No, dude, I'm saying some people.
I know of a lot of people.
Gary V, bro.
I know of a lot of fucking people. Don't mention successful people.
Because there's a lot of successful people that started at the bottom.
I personally,
I know a lot of electricians. I don't know a lot of electrical engineers.
Exactly. I know,
but those are two different beasts.
Personally, people that are very smart.
Yeah,
they're very, very, very fucking smart. Like from Mexico, especially, but they could not continue their education because they couldn't afford it, and that is a sorry ass case. And I know more than 10.
I don't want to like, because I don't know their life situation or whatever. But I mean, I believe if you have a dream so hard enough, so bad enough, that you'll make it happen, dude.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's how you know you really want shit, dude.
You've never been that broke, then.
Dude, I've been poor, bro.
No.
I've been poor, bro.
Nah.
Like homeless poor, bro.
Then you should understand, bro.
I understand hard work, dude.
No.
Yeah, dude. We worked our way out of that, man.
Can we agree, regardless of what situation you are in, we usually have a lack of information about what's available.
To that argument, you're real big on investing. You're real big on investing. You want to retire by the time you're 45. You're 27, and your hard work pays off. You talk all this shit that you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. At 27 years old, why haven't you made your first million yet? And you live in the United States.
Because my goal isn't to make the million right now, dude.
No,
look at where I'm working with
bullshit, bro.
I'm working with what I have.
Exactly.
I have access.
Those people,
but I'm maximizing on what I have.
Were working with what they had.
I'm maximizing on what I have, bro.
And they were too. With the opportunities that they have, they were too. That's all I'm saying. And the only reason that I get real touchy about it is because I know these people personally, and I know the type of intellectual capability that they have.
Yeah.
And because of something so fucking stupid like money, they weren't able to continue.
But what if they were never meant to be that engineer or whatever? You know?
Like, get the fuck out of here.
You're starting to make like a moral argument at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but to be honest, Freddy, I don't think or at least I don't believe that our illustrious cameraman is trying to make the argument that shit doesn't happen. Shit happens all the fucking time.
So the scariest part about his argument, is that there's about 100 million other fucking Americans in this country that think just like him. And that's why this whole situation here on this chart.
Dude, there's also...
But you can't... No. You can't drop this whole chart to that...
I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic.
You're being hyperbolic is what you're being.
Yeah, I am. But you get my point. My point is... that if going back to what we were talking about an hour ago, if we would be so much so as Americans, like we say, that we're so fucking loving and so helping, and what does it say in the fucking bottom of the fucking Liberty fucking thing in New York? This is the land of the fucking debris free. I welcome you with open arms or some bullshit.
Right. But also
except for Mexicans.
Yeah, Freddy. But also our Civil War was the bloodiest war we ever fought as a nation. So clearly we like fighting each other a lot.
Yeah, bro.
A lot.
Because of what I just said.
I'm just saying, man. Freedom all around, bro. Equal opportunity all around, you know?
Equal rights and lefts. But seriously, I agree with you completely that there is not the...
All I'm saying is this country has the money to help people out, and they refuse
but
to do it.
You can't in the same fucking breath be like, dude, the issue is we don't have enough money, and then be like, money's the problem. Like, clearly
Because
money...
that's exactly what they're doing.
Look, college
They have the money, but they're saying money is the problem. And they're saying we don't have it. But they do have it.
All right, here's the thing with the whole making the argument.
But why should you rely on the government to, like,
oh my
for
God,
you, dude?
really?
Yeah, man.
Really, bro?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Why, bro?
If you really
beautiful.
feel that way,
Yeah.
I feel confident enough to tell you this.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
What do you mean, man? How
All
am
right.
I a piece of shit?
All right. Let me ask you this, man.
Yeah.
If you really believe that, you're a piece of shit.
Freddie here clearly is not down for the whole like anarcho-libertarian syndicalist movement. But look, I'll move out to the desert with you where the government don't tax me none.
Yeah,
and I keep as much land as I can keep fenced in and defended. I'm right there with you. But the second you come to me and go, hey man, we need to build a road, so I'm going to need some money. I'm going to want to see receipts. I'm going to want that road to get built. So
I'm all with you there. With you there, dude.
As my brethren and sistren are getting 40% of their income ripped away from their check, that hard-earned money and income,
yeah,
I want to see some motherfucking results. So I'm with you, Freddie.
I want to see you working with me.
Yeah.
When I was busting my ass those 40 hours, were you there?
Yo, dude.
No, you weren't.
Yo, this is what I'm gonna tell you, man. You're thinking I don't know, dude. I believe in minimal taxation, dude. So because of that, I believe in minimal government. All right, I don't want the government bothering me. If whatever they tax me, I want them to use it for strictly what they're gonna use it, like Sean was saying.
And they don't.
They don't, dude. But that's what I believe in. Okay. And I'm bringing
but you are clear that they don't, right?
Huh?
You are clear that they don't.
They don't most of the time.
Okay, but here's the thing. When they start taking that tax money and doing, say, programs like some of the student loan programs that it was essentially the same issue that the housing bubble had, which was that loans were getting issued that were not meeting standards. These kids would not have qualified from a straight private loan if it had not been for the government backing. You get me?
I get you.
So when they started, like, what's your issue, Freddie? You can't be drinking water and waving finger at me at the same time. What are you trying to say here?
All I'm saying is I rarely agree with the little shit.
Fuck off.
But he gets it. With the statement that he made 30 seconds ago.
Oh, listen to the second part. I'm going to call you a faggot in a second. But what I'm saying is most of these kids should not have had the loans issued to them in the first place. Right?
Yeah.
And,
also agreed.
Okay. And the money that was, say, being supplemented by the government into these loans could have better been used to pay for, say, a 2-year program or an 18-month certification program at interest-free. That way, they would have been able to pay them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it was, you're talking 2 or 3 years as opposed to 15, 20, 30, 40 years on some of the student loans that, I mean, all right, look, there are people even before the government got as involved as it is in student subsidies that are still paying it back. I know people in their 50s that are still paying back student loans. So this is not a new problem.
Yeah.
But it was a lesser problem because basically the only way you would accrue that much student loan debt is if you were shooting for the fucking stars and then stumbled on your fucking face along the way.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm also saying, dude, be smart with how you're going to accrue. Like, if you're not...
But the system is currently tilted in such a way that it is very easy and it is not explained properly to some of these kids. It's kind of like the way credit
cards. Lack of education.
Yeah, it's like some kid turns 18, opens up a fucking savings account, and all of a sudden they're getting...
Thank you for making that argument. That's where I was going with it. Continue.
They start getting offered credit cards. And
Amen, brother.
Look, that's
know why? You know why 19-year-olds can start getting offered credit cards even before they go into college?
Yo, but that's just like a household thing, man. You can't expect everyone to educate your kid. All right?
Oh, no, I agree. And I was going for that argument earlier. We do not as individuals have that conversation, say, between... like, when's the last time you actually sat down and had a conversation about, like, what you're actually doing as a say capitalist in a capitalist system? Do you have bonds? Do you got a motherfucking...
I got some bonds. I got a Roth IRA and
all right. Who are you comparing notes with? I mean, what, you going on online forums and shit?
My history teacher.
Okay.
From high school.
Right.
That's like...
You talk with your parents about savings?
No, fuck no. They didn't teach me this shit.
Right. They know anything? Like, they
don't know anything about this, dude.
Do you have any clue what their setup is like? Like, if one of them,
nothing.
Like, say like they both get, God forbid, they get wiped out in a fucking car crash tomorrow. Do you know what the fuck is going to go on?
Yeah. My dad has life insurance, and if something happens to him, my mom's going to get that, and vice versa. But no, dude. I mean, they have a retirement plan, but they're not using it. If some
lawyer calls you up tomorrow and goes, "Hey, I'm the equitor of the arbiter of the,"
I'll inherit a lot of debt. Yeah.
Jesus. That right there, man, is another issue. Like, all right, we've brought up generational wealth on this fucking in these conversations before, man. But dude, generational debt is no fucking joke, man. Right. But yeah, man, I mean, look, that's I didn't make that argument before,
look, man,
but
yeah,
I can respect your point of view. I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
I can respect it.
I want you to state his point of view, man.
But the only thing,
what's my point of view?
But the only thing that I refuse to let you or anybody like state to me, don't ever fucking come to me and tell me that this government cannot provide universal healthcare or universal education because there's no fucking money. Don't ever. Because I hate to fucking hear that argument.
But me as a taxpayer, bro, you know, why should I have to pay for universal health if I don't want to? You know,
the government should pay for it, not you.
The government's getting it through taxes.
Okay. If I get this argument correctly,
and they get millions
Freddy.
upon billions.
And why should they be getting millions upon billions? I'm against
that
too.
They still get it.
Hold on. I want to throw a hypothetical.
And honestly, you don't seem to have a real big problem with it.
With
you
giving it away?
No. With them taking it from you. I mean, but you know why? Because you're used to being.
Let's consider an option real quick to the both of you. If tomorrow the legislature of this nation got together, fucking Senate, fucking House, and they went, you know what? We're going to take all the defense money. You know, we're still going to pay the checks.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that either.
Defense money.
Okay. So no.
Wait, clarify.
I would not agree. Not taking all the military budget.
Not clarify the question, Sean. I'm sorry.
Let's say we're still going to pay out checks to the soldiers that are currently under contract, but we're going to pass a proposition to slim down the service roster. We're going to streamline the whole thing. Personally, one of my favorite ideas is to actually move all the bureaucracies from the different branches into one singular branch so that your legal, payroll, bureaucratic sector, your paper pushers basically would all fall under one branch of the military service. You follow me? My point being is you trim the military down as far as possible. You keep paying out your VA, programs and all that.
Not as far as possible. Because it won't work.
Okay, now we come up to the argument. But what I'm saying is we turn around and turn all of that.
That would actually help out a lot, dude, because there is a big problem in the military of over like population, I guess. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that stick around for a long time and just milk the benefits, you know?
Yeah, in any service.
Yeah, they do. And it's not like disrespect to the service members.
Well, dude, that's the reason you see a lot of
you're missing the point that I'm trying to make, though. I honestly don't care about none of that shit. You milk it, they took you and whatever.
So what numbers are you talking about?
My point is, there needs to be a military budget, but you can't slim it down to like as much as you can.
You were just saying about like.
Listen to what I'm saying. You can't slim it down.
He's trying to have his cake and eat it too.
As much
Watch
as
him, folks.
as much as you can.
Is this gonna go back to Rambo, bro?
Because,
Are you for real?
Because you can't. You also need to understand. Yeah, like people need to get paid their salaries if they're fighting for this country. I get it. That's fine, all in dandy.
Yeah.
But you also need money for investment in the creation of weapons and all this shit. And whether you like it or not, that takes money. So that's the reason as into why slimming it down as much as you can wouldn't work, because you need your defense mechanism. What I'm also saying along with that is that you also, no country, not just this one, no country needs a $700 billion budget for a military.
Well, specifically, this one actually does.
No, you don't.
Dude,
because of what we have. Like, dude, our Navy alone is fucking ridiculous.
Shout out to the Navy.
If you want to count how many enemies this country has made, then yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, how many countries
look,
we
no matter how
pissed off? I get it.
But look, even if you want to fly the Boy Scout fucking straight arrow, all American flag, as much as we say we are not the police of the world,
another thing that
we are totally the fucking police of the world,
yeah,
or at least we drive those motherfuckers around.
World War II, when we didn't step in, dude, the rest of the fucking nations looked at us like a piece of shit, dude, because they even expect it, for us to police.
Well, we had some very disgusting ties with Nazi Germany.
So you're saying that if you don't walk out with your chest out, you're not a man?
That's not what I'm saying, dude.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the nation.
No, dude, I'm saying that
was an argument that was made.
Look at every other country that is scary at this moment. They have nuclear weapons. For us to maintain safety,
you don't need. It doesn't take 700 billion,
bro. We have to flex with nuclear weapons.
It doesn't take 700 billion, bro.
Dude,
it doesn't.
If I read correctly,
it doesn't justify that amount of money.
You could slim it down also by employing quality military members, dude. There's a lot of overweight and real obese, fat military members milking the system in the. And I think if they were more strategic and more strict with their with their requirements, they would be getting more quality military members.
Well, look, let me throw one.
And pay them more, try to enforce them and entice them to stay and put quality work in,
Okay, but you'd have to find quality work for them. Let me throw a completely out of left field idea at y'all. What if we actually socialized medicine in this country, and instead of paying for it like some sort of fucked up insurance program, we actually had federal hospital programs? So let's say Johnny Fatass.
There's no money for it, remember?
It shouldn't be about money.
Hold on.
Exactly.
Hey, look,
it's funny that you said that.
No.
Look, cameraman brought up a good fucking point here, man. There are a lot of people that either kind of cheat the system in a way to maintain their time in the military so they can get the benefits, and there are a lot of people that just shouldn't even be in the military. They're unnecessary heads that just kind of are there to fill quota numbers.
Yeah.
Well, let's turn them motherfuckers into RNs and start staffing up like fucking, state hospitals. You know what I mean? Like, let's
start using the military as like.
We already have socialized military. That's essentially what a standing army is that the government has the means of production on military force in this country. Correct?
Yeah.
I mean, you can make an argument that we get our equipment through private means, but even so, the force to use that, and even so, we have private military contractors in this country. So we have a mixed economy. Why not in medicine?
Let me ask the question.
Yes.
Can we at least all agree?
Probably not.
That if we really wanted to make free education possible and free universal health care possible, there is the money to do it?
Sacrifices would have to be made, or
is there the money to do it?
I think as long as we're able to tax.
Technically speaking, we could take control over the Federal Reserve
Can
and just
the
print the money.
government pay for it? Is what I'm saying.
They can, but I don't see the
I don't need a
point
but.
to why.
And that's the greed.
I already told you I'm
that is the greedy mentality.
Freddie,
my only
Freddie,
question was,
Freddie,
is the money there? And the only reason I was asking that question...
Yeah. You've already made your point. It is there, dude.
Okay.
The thing with it is, why force people that do not want to pay for that to pay for it?
Like, look, I set up a scenario in which we would have more than enough money
and I go
to pay
back
for
to
it.
the original thing that I told you that I told you an hour ago.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the downfall of this country.
What are you willing to sacrifice to get that money?
It's because of greed.
Yeah.
Because we are greedy.
True.
That's why.
I don't think there should be money taken. Okay, let me clarify my stance. I don't think there should be money taken from the taxpayer to fund said government programs to help people go to college. You know?
And this is another problem. Stop equating free education and free healthcare. These are two different arguments made from different points
free
of view.
Free healthcare, I have no problem with free healthcare. Okay, people need to live. Like if someone has cancer and they can't afford it,
okay,
because they need to keep you. They need to keep you alive so they can keep taking money from you.
Even then, again, we get into the argument of: are we going to run some state-funded
and the
health
fact
insurance?
that he said so coolly, "Yeah," is even more scary because there's people that think that way.
I think that what
I said, the reason that would work in that mindset.
It was a sarcastic, yeah.
Okay. I actually thought you you meant it. Okay, never mind.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Let's say a complete dystopian scenario. What if the government went straight socialist, had stock in all of the drug programs? They would be fully incentivized to keep you living and miserable for as long as possible.
Well, I mean,
so we'd all have diabetes, but
that would be perfect. Yeah. That would be perfect for the government because as long as you're living and you're mobile to some extent, they could keep making money off you. Basically.
But then again, that's your choice. That's your choice.
Once you're dead, you're dead.
But even that's a losing proposition because you wind up with an aging and ill. Well, though, actually, if they die off early,
eventually you'll get another one.
I think they kind of even perfect like disease drugs like on people that are like going through those trials.
Why do you think it's a very famous saying? There's a lot more money in treating the patient than curing the disease.
Well, dude, a lot of people don't like to mention this, but for example, the Tuskegee experiments with, I believe it was syphilis in, I forget where Tuskegee is exactly.
Let's look it up.
Georgia, Tennessee.
Like that, I'm telling you, man. That's the only thing that like demoralizes me, and in a way, like it makes me feel sad because I live in a country that preaches so much, like we're here for you, we love you. And all this other bullshit. But then, like, there's so much greed and the refusal of
Macomb County, Alabama.
helping the people.
Oh, it's Alabama?
Yeah.
That sadly makes a lot of sense. That is the only place I have ever heard certain languages used very casually. Like at a McDonald's. Just goddamn beautiful food though. I mean, seriously, they do fucking that home style fried up fucking like don't get me wrong, it's not Texas like chicken fried steak, but they can bread the fuck out of a piece of shank.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Their fish fries, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, that is the only place that somebody ever went. You got to go there for the hush puppies.
Oh fuck
like
yeah,
specifically
dude.
For the hush puppies.
Hush puppies.
I was like, you're full of fuck. Oh no, those are delicious.
Yeah, man. A lot of animal fat, dude. They don't like use Crisco. They use straight up.
They use animal fat. Yeah,
dude.
That's why you get a heart attack. You get your first heart attack by the time you're 12. You know
can we all just agree on that, dude? That fucking Southern people know how to fry shit.
Fuck yeah, bro. You ever been to Louisiana?
Dude, I was watching a YouTube video the other day on a 300-year-old fried chicken recipe.
Them catfish nuggets, bro. Shit.
Stick it in me.
I don't know about all that, but
Dude, I'm not kidding, man. In my early 20s, I used to run around with a pack of crazy fucking bastards, specifically because we would drink beer and eat fried fish. And these motherfuckers would fry just up like red. That was just beautiful, man. Just crumbled up crackers and fucking butter. And fuck yeah. I'm fucking salivating right now. I can't eat that shit at all, man. Goddamn.
That sounds delicious.
It does, doesn't it? Dude, a nice cold beer and some fried catfish or some red or some fucking... Dude.
Some hush puppies, bro.
Dude. No, I'm with that fried red, bro.
Yeah, dude. Oh, those
then
small
you throw
little
some
fucking...
hot sauce on that shit.
I'm right there with you, Freddy.
Fuck.
In spirit, not in actual. You can't eat carbs either, motherfucker.
Yeah,
so
I can't have none of that shit.
definitely can't be having. What are you gonna drink no duels? No, I don't think so. So
I'll be your surrogate stomach, dude.
wait,
That's funny.
I would
That's funny shit.
I would watch you eat it.
It's crazy. It's crazy how y'all both completely busted a 180 into food, because to kind of lay off the subject that we were on,
That was more like a 90 degree.
I was gonna throw a food subject out there, and it was gonna be random as fuck. What I was gonna say was,
By the way, neither one of you gave me an opinion on whether or not you think the state should be running like its own medical care.
honestly, man.
Yeah, dude. I think so, dude. Anything
honestly,
to keep people healthy.
I don't
And
have.
it's not going to
right
give
now,
to big drug companies, because free healthcare like that would actually like eliminate a lot of the contribution that these so-called like drug companies that help you like get from us, you know?
Right. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the state health programs, I mean the federal, Medicaid, Medicare,
Yeah.
they get the at-cost price for,
Yeah, they do.
for medication. So if you have an entire healthcare system that's run that way, like, I mean, you could still, technically speaking, get designer drugs, but I guess you would have to maybe have some system in place where to sell those drugs within the country, you would have to give.
I mean, and to be honest, dude, maybe more people need to be on drugs, dude. All this crazy shit that's happening, like.
Well, I don't know about on drugs, but
Well, see, that's another thing. If you have a system
think that
that
if
is,
every human being were to drink 2 ounces
Yeah.
daily, every day, without a miss, like water, you were to drink 2 ounces of some real nice tequila.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Nah.
And let me finish.
this is how we fix relations with Mexico, y'all.
and,
Hold hands.
Bro,
Hold
I
hands.
thought you were
And,
gonna say
and-
CBD
and-
oil, and I was like, yeah, bro, for sure.
And smoke a joint
Yeah.
daily. I really believe that there would be a lot more love in the world, bro.
Nah, man. Nah.
Yeah.
I know.
Motherfuckers-
You're not a drinker. That's why you don't understand.
Motherfuckers
I'm
need to
not,
get on
dude.
this Cuervo and chew these edibles,
Yeah.
y'all.
No, I don't know
Yeah.
about Cuervo, man. You need something nice. You need like an 1800.
I'll be honest, man. Cuervo, top shelf Cuervo, good stuff. Bottom shelf Cuervo,
I like it.
I wouldn't recommend to my worst
I
enemies.
do like it, but I would not drink it on
Yeah.
a daily basis.
And plus, dude, I wouldn't want people drinking every day, dude.
Again, listen to what I said.
What if this person decides to
Listen,
drive after-
listen to what I said. I
Yeah.
said 2 ounces every day.
Yeah.
I didn't say 2 bottles.
Bro, I've seen guys that drink 1 beer and get
I've
fucked
seen
up, bro.
guys take 2 puffs of a joint,
Dude.
and they're telling you that the fucking trees
Look,
are green. So
I don't think there should be any mandatory drugging. That's how you
Yeah.
wind up with like a what is it?
a lawsuit.
Brave New
And
World
then,
type scenario. It's
yeah.
like you got to
You-
take your soma.
Yeah,
That-
man,
that-
fuck
that-
book.
that's how
That
you-
book's creepy
that's
as
how you
fuck,
wind
dude.
up-
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah, dude.
That's how you wind up being Cosby'd. So yeah, I don't agree with that either.
I think some people need to be Cosby'd though.
No, fuck.
Not like rape, but just like, hey. You need,
Well,
you
that's
need-
what he did.
you
He
need to
did
take
rape
this.
him. So
Need some more pudding in your life.
Nah, man. But if they want to do drugs, it's their right, bro. They're Americans, bro. Let them do drugs.
Oh, by the way, I heard something came out where one of those chicks that was accusing Cosby had to like recant her story.
yeah.
Is
Well,
that-
there was quite a few. There was like 3 or 4
You know
that
who?
after.
You know who my
Okay.
favorite stand-up comedian was when I was a kid, bro? Bill Cosby.
Oh, shit.
I even have a
Well, because
album,
he
bro.
was the first one to actually really be clean with it.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll be honest. I think one of the places Carlos Mencia really fucked up was when he stole that Cosby joke.
Yeah. The Thanksgiving one?
No, the one about the dad playing, fucking, plays catch with his son.
Oh, yeah. No, the one that fucked me up was that when he stole that whole 13-minute bit of the Thanksgiving dinner. And
I didn't know about that one, man.
And the only thing, honestly, like real shit, the only thing that he changed in that joke was the race. Instead of them being black, they were Mexican. Oh, and he changed the food a little bit to Mexican cuisine. But that was a Cosby joke.
Oh, dude, if you have not seen that quote from Carlos Mencia where he's like, if I like that joke, I'm going to take it. I'm just going to put Mexican on it. It's like,
yeah, he didn't he say that in that movie?
I don't know.
The comedian?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah, that's where he said that.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded, man.
Hey, but you know what, dude? Fuck Carlos Mencia. I didn't really like his show when I was a kid.
I think he was turning into the Swerve, man. Like he was like, "Fuck it, man. They're calling me a fucking like a joke thief. I'm gonna be the biggest joke thief ever."
You know who was a really underrated comic man?
Who?
That if he would have stuck around long enough, he would have blown up crazy. I feel that nobody gives enough credit.
Mitch Hedberg?
To Freddy Soto, man.
Oh.
Freddy Soto.
Freddy was fucking hilarious, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He was a fucking hilarious dude. If he would have stuck around long enough, fuck diabetes, by the way. Fuck you.
Well, also some of the habits he had in life.
Yeah,
man.
dude. He was big
like,
on
if my
drugs.
understanding was he had taken more than his share of sleeping pills the night that he passed away, man.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah. But it messed him with the diabetes as well.
Mixture of alcohol, fentanyl, and other opiate substance like morphine, allorazepam, Xanax, a sedative, benzodiazepine, anti-anxiety medication. He took a lot of shit the night that he died. Yeah. So, and he was diabetic, so
yeah,
the guy partied hard, bro.
Mitch Hedberg, man, he was also very
fuck yeah, dude
underrated.
Let me put it this way, man. Freddy Soto is one of the, like, you would think, like, if you see, like, new comics stealing jokes, like, it would be from, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe more known material, but just people doing Freddy Soto's bits, man. I've seen that on more than a handful of occasions.
Yeah. How old was he?
He was 35 when he died.
Fuck me, man.
Yeah, dude. Did you guys hear about the detention centers in El Paso? I mean, we're coming up on the time to cut it short, but they're apparently like.
Why would you want to start a new subject if you know that we're fucking coming short?
All right, I'll save it for next time.
No, I mean I'm just saying.
Dude. Little kids, bro. I mean, this was a move on Trump, dude.
Oh, bro, you don't want to start.
Dude, it's a big thing, man. Because they're also they're trying to open up that camp in Oklahoma that used to be a Japanese internment camp.
Y'all also do know that right now, as we speak, there's concentration camps, right?
In the world, yeah.
No. Here.
Where?
Here in the U.S.
Where?
I don't know where they're at, but I know they're here.
Who are they concentrating?
Isn't that where they hold some of the fucking where they were holding some of the immigrants?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The immigrant kids, the illegal kids that they've accumulated. Like
they're not illegal, bro. They're immigrants.
No,
don't say that.
Well, I hate when they refer immigrants illegal. Whatever vernacular sounds best for you.
No,
they're being detained. They're being detained, man, and they don't even have ample like food and water supply to keep him.
But that's been going on. All of a sudden, y'all woke up.
But there's been deaths, dude. Recently.
That's been going on. All of a sudden, y'all woke up.
Look, man. There's always been deaths, man.
Yeah, no one's saying. I'm just saying that this is recent.
And it's been going on.
Where? When?
Here.
How long?
Since this dumbass has been in office.
That's what I'm saying.
And actually since before.
Yeah. No. When Obama was here?
When Obama was here too.
But this is like staggering amounts now because of like what's happening in Honduras and stuff like that. And have you seen what they're doing? The Guatemalan government and the Mexican government are like, I guess like are going to house the refugees now?
Yeah, that's part of the program that's going on in Mexico. They just moved Mexican troops to the northern border.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, dude. That's like...
I'm glad y'all are finally like waking up.
What are you talking about finally, man? We've been having these conversations on and off on this.
Dude. No, because every time that I would bring it up with like certain people, they just somehow like they would make an excuse for it, and they shouldn't be here. They should have stayed in their country. That we're actually doing them a favor by giving them water and feeding them.
Freddy.
I don't think we should bring them here because we don't even have enough money and resources to help our
Oh
people
my
here.
God, we don't have money again.
Yeah,
you're
but
bringing a lot of
all of a sudden
you're
we
bringing
don't
a
have
lot
money
of baggage into this conversation, man.
This is what I want to bring up, dude. There's a part of the money that we allocate to other countries. We give a big we give a big amount of it to Central America.
$600 billion, bro. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, where's all that money going to help Central America? How come we're giving them all this money?
$600 billion is what I'm saying. Justify that budget, and then
bro, we're giving them money. Why are there
$600
people
billion?
coming over here?
You don't have money to give away with that budget?
$600 billion?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, dude. Yes, we have a lot of money. We're giving this money away to countries where people are coming over here.
So greed again, basically, is what's playing into it.
No, I'm just saying, where is this? I don't see where the point of greed. I'm saying that we're giving Central American countries like Guatemala, we're giving Honduras specifically money. We've been giving them money for a while. Where is that money that we're like? Where is that in effect?
Where is the money that we're giving this government? Where's all these charities they talk about?
I mean, I see people paying property taxes, and
where's the charities they're talking about?
Fire departments
that are fighting hunger.
Police officers being paid, and I see
where are these charities that are feeding hungry and homeless people?
There's charities.
You got the contacts for your local food bank?
Yeah, dude. You could actually.
How come there's so many homeless people here in the U.S. if there's millions and millions and millions and upon millions of dollars a year that supposedly go to this cost?
Oh, if you want to.
Part of it has to do with the healthcare crisis, and people that have, say, social issues cannot get the care that they need in order to function, say, in a household. So you wind
and
up
again, because we don't have any money, right?
I don't see the point in trying to. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, you don't. I know you don't see the point.
Why do you have something against me, man?
I don't have anything against you.
But you're bringing a lot to this conversation, man.
The problem I have is the same one that I started with since the beginning of the conversation. The argument that y'all are still trying to make about there is no money to help these people, when clearly
I'm saying
there is money.
If
technically, my argument is that we're not using the money we are already making available to public funds useful. Like it's going towards programs that are sometimes counterproductive.
No, and that's fine. Yeah. I'm with that.
But what I'm saying specifically is not what you're saying that I'm saying, dude. I'm saying that we're giving money to Central America. We're giving money to Honduras, and we're having people from Honduras come and try to migrate here in like large amounts.
Might I make the argument very briefly, since we are coming up on the 2-hour mark here?
Yeah.
We do have a history of inciting various political groups in Central America that have led to structures within those countries: Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Panama, down into some of the programs that we've been donating, giving money to in Colombia have helped shaped their entire military structure down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is some of the issues that are going on in that country that we're trying to patch with these aid band-aids are basically us trying to back out of a shitstorm that we helped create.
I just say, if we're going to have so many of them coming to our border seeking refuge, we should stop giving them money.
That is not going to work at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The only way that would work is if we took all that money and gave it to Mexico and went, we're going to turn a blind eye. You do what you want to.
I mean, if you want to give it to Mexico, I don't see a problem with that. You're giving it to someone that's going to use it for like some good, to deal with.
But Mexico has money, so that would not be a good idea.
That is a good point.
Then why are we giving Mexico money?
See, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Like,
incentivize them to do what we want.
See the focus and the importance that you're giving that issue.
What?
Why are we giving other? And I get your point. I'm not saying I don't get it. I just wish that you and more people would give the same importance to the issue of like helping the people here. With the fucking money that we do have, that we say that we don't have. That's my biggest problem.
Oh, but hold on, Freddy. Do you think that there's money lying around somewhere? We go into debt further and further every year.
$600 billion, bro. Justify that for me first, and we can continue from
justify you? No. There's no justifying it. There have been dumbass decisions made along the way.
Yeah, dude, we're actually we're in a deep hole, dude.
Okay, can we all agree that deficit at this point is just a number that's never going to go away?
Oh yeah, those people are never getting their money back.
Let's be realistic. Yeah. Let's be realistic. That number is there at this point to manipulate everybody.
But still, it's a factual number. That's okay,
and if you want
that's bringing down the value of the American dollar.
And if you want to believe that and let that run your decision, as into this is why we need $600 billion for a military budget.
Okay, and we don't have. I haven't agreed with you in saying, hey, we do or do not.
So by you saying that there's no money to give people free healthcare and a free education system.
Okay, I just disagree with the free education. Healthcare,
same thing.
I don't think.
By the way, Freddie, I'm a little bit disturbed that you are not a proponent of the Second Amendment, and two, at the same time, also for decreasing the military budget, because I think it's one or the other, man.
Oh, but you didn't.
Personally, I think it's both at the same time, but like, if you're going to decrease the military budget, then you need to make sure that at least private individuals got guns.
All I'm saying,
we got people that are not happy with us.
Yeah,
it's because
we got people in our continent that are not happy with us.
That whole fucking
we don't have to go to the Middle
gun
East
control,
or
that
Russia.
whole gun control thing. That's a whole different conversation that I'm not going to go into.
I'm sure
but
there's some fucking El Salvadorians willing to scream Allah Akbar and blow a bomb.
All I'm going to say is people, there's too many stupid people in this country.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Again, gun control.
There's no such thing, dude.
How is there no such thing?
There's a reason why they can't read the contract to you. When you go in to buy a gun and you have to fill out that form. Because they have to make sure that
you're literate.
You have to be able to read the form.
Yeah.
So literate people are not crazy. Is basically what you're saying.
No, they are crazy, but there's also a mental health check now that they're doing.
Yeah, bro. That mental health check is bullshit.
If you seek mental health, everything is bullshit at one point. Someone's gonna get their hands on a gun.
Exactly.
That shouldn't have gone.
That's why I say that gun control doesn't exist.
Whether breaking the law or following the law, that's going to happen because it's a flawed system. It's a human system.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a flawed system, but we want to decrease the amount of flaws that are made.
And it's not going to happen.
How is it not going to be?
It's not, bro. How long have they been trying to do that? Give me a vague number.
I don't think. Just recently until gun deaths have gone up.
Probably for about 150, maybe 180 years.
Thank you.
And technically speaking, if you
has
go
it
back,
worked?
No, but technically speaking, if you go back to 1770s and all that,
the guns away.
You may think it's a hypothetical number, but that number is way more realistic than in recent years.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if it didn't work then, bro,
look what happened. Look what happened back whenever we were starting to first establish ourselves as a country. Okay. Our parent country wanted to take our guns away from us, okay? Ultimately, if anything goes down and you agree that the government is corrupt as fuck and they try to take advantage of your rights as a human being, and all you have to defend yourselves are your fists.
This is all I'm saying. Look,
yeah,
I'm gonna give it to you like on your side.
That happened twice.
I'm gonna give it to you on your side. You want to have your guns, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I would like, and this is never going to happen because this government really.
I believe in the Second Amendment. I don't have a gun.
This government really doesn't give a shit about it. It really doesn't. But let's go ahead and hit it from that angle. Have your guns. Say that you go and you buy a gun.
Yeah.
That gun is yours. You have a right as an American to carry that gun. But what I would like is that if you, the owner of that gun, fuck up and you commit a crime, any crime with that gun. I believe that crime should be punished to its fullest extent. And I'll go even further to explaining this.
Most of the time
No, it's not. Because there's people that have murdered people and they walk away free. I've seen it.
Depending on circumstances.
I don't give a fuck. You had a responsibility with that gun. You also
have the right to defend yourself in trial. And
if somebody comes in here with a gun, this is my house.
More than likely, okay. Since we're recording, they're gonna find the person, and they're gonna prosecute them.
No, and that's fine. But what I'm saying, hold on. I get it. What I'm saying is, if that person comes in here with a gun, this is my house, this is my property. If they walk in here with a gun, and I have a gun, and I shoot him, that's fine, because they came into my property
for sure.
What I'm saying is, there's a million motherfuckers that have a gun and are not responsible. And no matter what fucking test you give them, it's not going to make them responsible. So what I'm saying is, there's a million motherfuckers that are going to go out there and shoot innocent people because they have a hot head.
If it's happening now, dude, I don't see a million people getting shot. I see maybe thousands. I see maybe hundreds. But a million
How many mass shootings have there been in the last 10 years, bro?
A lot, but not to the amount that you're describing right now.
Okay.
You know?
What I'm saying is, have your guns, but if you need to understand the responsibility that comes with that gun.
Yeah.
If you commit a crime, you should be punished to a certain extent.
That's what the Constitution.
But they're not doing it. They're not doing. What I'm saying is,
what example do you have of someone?
Plenty, bro.
Are you talking about Zimmerman?
Now, Freddy,
you really want to?
Freddy, let me ask you this.
You want me to go down that rabbit hole?
Freddy, let me ask you this.
Plenty.
Are you talking an issue of law, or are you talking an issue of the way that the law is prosecuted?
Both.
Okay, well, as far as prosecution goes, DAs are voted in. That is a democratically elected position that if you have an issue with the way your government, be it state or be it...
have we not gotten past the point that at this point this government is not fucking listening to us? We're not past that yet.
We also have some of the lowest voter participation turnouts.
Exactly.
Why?
For positions like
because people don't think voting counts. Voting counts up to the state level, and the state there's
What's
a lot.
What's that fucking thing called? The thing that I told you that they need to get rid of the other day. We've talked about this before. That bullshit system that they have. I forget the name.
Standardized testing?
No, man, the voting shit.
Oh, what are you talking about? The electoral college
and that shit. So as long as that's in place,
no, motherfucker. That look we can have that argument on another episode if you want, man, about fucking why there needs to be at least some system of balance between states.
I get it. I get it, but it's being taken advantage of.
All right, that is not the argument I'm making, and I think you are being dishonest to try to equate the argument that I'm making with that. What I am saying is there are many positions, including the DA, the district attorney, both of this, for city, for county, for state. There are attorney positions who choose to prosecute under state, municipal, whatever it is, law, that you can go and vote for and make a choice as to the position that the, let's say, law enforcement of your, again, area, city, county, state, how they choose to prosecute that law. So if, say, they are letting people who are getting away with gun crimes off the hook, you make that choice.
That's another argument within itself, bro. There is trained people.
Yeah.
Trained people that carry a hat and a badge that have shot people dead for no fucking reason.
Also an issue of prosecution.
Hold on. Time out.
That is also an issue of prosecution.
Time out, because I know what you're going to say. Time out.
What am I going to say?
So these trained people have shot people for no reason. So what makes you think that a civilian on the street carrying a gun has a better chance?
Let me tell you this, man.
Of being more responsible.
Remember how I said that the military personnel numbers are growing significantly, and because their standards are low, right? Because of that, you have a lot more civilians now that are trained with firearms. Okay, most of these people with firearms actually have were at one point been military personnel.
By the way, can I point out the really stupid people who own guns tend to shoot themselves first?
Exactly. Yeah.
You're concerned with violently crazy people, which are statistically a small percentage of the population.
And
I
most gun deaths, most gun deaths are actually from suicide.
How many people have shot up theaters?
Well, there was just that one.
No, there've been
One?
No. There've been a couple,
Really?
but usually what it is some jackass runs in with a pistol and fires off a couple shots.
Oh,
Okay.
that wasn't a pistol.
No, but
Fact-
that guy.
if I
Didn't
go
listen
back-
to what I said. What I said was usually there have been other theater shootings, but usually what it is some jackass with a pistol. That one incident in
There's also
Colorado, I believe.
There's also instances and circumstances where people like defend themselves with a gun.
That's also true.
Here
You
we
know?
go.
Like there's a lot more of those that don't get talked about. You know.
I believe there was an incident. I
But
could be
how
wrong on
many
this. I believe there was an incident not
as
too long
opposed
after that
to-
one in Colorado where
Yeah.
some guy tried to pull a gun in a theater and got shot by
Exactly.
some dude that was packing. Again, that is a statistical anomaly that is not happening on a regular basis, but it does happen.
It does. Yeah.
I'm just saying that more people run up in theaters and schools shooting people than that shit happening.
Well, let's
That's
put
all
it
the
this
fuck
way,
I'm
man.
saying.
We were talking about the mob-like nature of our possible alleged mob-like nature of Vegas.
And
How the fuck did that motherfucker manage to get gun
Yeah.
cases up into his motherfucking room?
well, I mean that's easy, bro. Piece by piece, you can do it.
And you're telling me those rooms aren't bugged?
Piece by piece, you can do
As
it.
a matter of fact, I think it's almost irresponsible if the rooms weren't bugged.
yeah.
I want to see the fucking bathroom shots of that asshole. I bet you he was shooting fucking just drugs straight into his asshole. Just fucking methamphetamines.
Yeah.
Mainlined in the anus.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. Like, if you want to have your gun, that the school just know that there's a responsibility, and you should be prosecuted. What I'm saying is, like, if you commit a crime that did not
You want to know something, man?
did not equate you defending yourself, you should be prosecuted to the point where you will serve time. And I'm not talking about 10 years, bro.
You know what, man?
You
I
should do above 20.
completely agree with that statement that you said, man. Like, I completely agree with it. Like, people that do commit violent crimes with a gun should be prosecuted, man. That's hands down a bad thing. Okay, you should only use a gun if last resort. You know,
Exactly. I don't mind you defending yourself.
or to put food on your table.
I don't get it, but okay. I really didn't get that. Did you get that? Sean has the same fucking expression on his
Well,
head.
no, you go hunting with a gun, dude.
Oh
You know?
shit! Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
I'm not
hey,
against you shooting an
look,
animal
man,
that you're gonna eat.
there is a long, if let's say not honorable history of highwaymen in this country. Like, jacking people has a sordid tradition
Yeah.
of itself. Let's see, what time are we at right now?
We're about 20 minutes over the
Oh,
2 hour mark. We kind of
we kind of made up for that last episode where we were 20 minutes under.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just trying to keep this shit balanced, y'all.
Hey, man, I value your opinion, Freddie. I value yours too, Sean.
I do too, man.
Yeah, man.
And
Go
this is
go
a
America,
perfect.
dude.
Guys,
And this is
I'm not gonna lie. It scares me deeply that you both vote.
That we both what?
Vote.
And I vote proudly.
I don't vote. I can't vote.
Why can't you vote?
We're not gonna go into that, but
Are you for real?
Yeah.
You talked up a storm. You know what, dude? We're gonna talk about this off air.
no, we definitely. Oh.
This is like this guy. Y'all should be lifting boxes. I can't actually
Oh,
lift.
I can't help you guys out with that, but I'm telling you guys what to
But
do.
y'all should definitely be lifting them boxes.
But I will say this on camera.
Yeah.
If I could vote, I wouldn't vote based on the fact that there's a lot of circumstances in this country that have really made me feel 100% that my vote doesn't count. And if you want me to even go into further detail, is this president becoming president?
This president became president because people think their vote don't count.
No, this president became president because Russia had something to do with it. But
Well,
nothing could be proven.
I
But
will,
when you have billions of dollars, you can make that happen.
I will say this, Freddie. With the addition of Joaquin here, I believe that I can now outvote you. So you're right. Your vote does not count. I think I've got his.
It never has, bro. It never has.
Well, to make a libertarian argument, your only option is to throw us out. So I think we've solved nothing. We've asked many questions, most of them pointless.
I'm still confused.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bouncing Brains. If you would like to contribute to this conversation, you can reach out to us at bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com. Also, Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook, Bouncing Brains on Twitter. And actually, if you're on Facebook, we have a group you can join. Talk to like-minded individuals who also support this podcast. You can find the audio version at shoutengine.com/bouncing brains. You can listen to new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at rgvtitanradio.com. You can catch the episodes as well on the Google Music Play app as well as Stitcher. Freddy, tell them where you're at.
Give me a second. I got all this shit in my mouth.
Well, you can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com as well as Hatfield Stand Up on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to see me live, I was about to try to promote a show, but I realized that this episode... No, I take it back. This episode will come out Thursday. This is... fuck it, we didn't do dates or anything. We had a weird episode today, y'all. We're going to not even apologize to that because fuck it, y'all have either seen this and you know what's up, or you're new to this and you should be warned of the craziness. But we have a show on Friday at the Kraken Lounge in Brownsville, Texas. Freddie here will be headlining. I will be playing supporting cast.
That happened?
Friday, 28th. Coming up.
Way to go, Freddie.
This week, you're headlining, right? Kraken.
I guess that happened.
Motherfucker, you have a poster with your face on it.
Someone could Facebook check you. You've known about this event for a while.
That happened?
You humble... You don't even smoke weed. How the fuck is this a conversation we're having?
Yeah, this is my argument for you.
Damn it, Joaquin! Did you give him the cookies?
Did you eat my shit in my backpack?
Hey guys, I'm funny sometimes,
and he can prove that this Friday in Brownsville, Texas. Bring your ass out. I believe it's a free show. They're paying us in pizza and beer. So neither one of us can indulge.
Yeah, we're getting paid in shit that we can't use, basically.
Cheat day.
No, I can't do that.
Yay. Freddie, tell them where you're at.
You can find me across the board on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Freddy G. And thank you for my new followers. I somehow got 10 new followers in one day. I don't know how the fuck y'all found me, but I appreciate it. And thank you for following.
Oh, speaking of followers, we are up to 51 followers on YouTube. Yeah, real impressive, we know, but we're trying to get that 100 so we can get that custom URL. So if you have not subscribed, please go to YouTube and subscribe to Bouncing Brains. We would appreciate it. We don't even know you, but we love you anyway.
And if
you want to talk shit, give us comments, you know.
And we good with the outro of this shit, right? Because I want to say one last thing in regards to the whole general.
For a second, I thought you were going to be like, I don't know about this love shit, but all right, whatever.
No, something I did want to say, all bullshit aside and all jokes, and I'm like nothing funny, is like this is how you know when you have a real friendship with somebody. All three of us have been friends for a small amount of time. But when you learn to really appreciate your friendship and respect it, not even conversations like this come between us. Like I said before, we may not agree with all of our points of views, but it doesn't let me, at least me, it doesn't make me look at anybody, at less of a human being that they may be or whatever. And earlier, like I know that most of y'all heard, I called our cameraman a piece of shit. I'm pretty sure that
I just want to let you guys know that he calls me a piece of shit, not just because of my political views.
No, I call him. No, I was gonna totally say something.
I'm just picturing that Pablo Francisco.
I was gonna say
she's been calling me a puta since the 3rd grade.
I was gonna say totally the opposite. I was gonna say that on and off camera, I call him a piece of shit all the time. So what I'm saying is, all I'm trying to point out for the people that don't know is that when I called him a piece of shit, I didn't really mean it.
That's what he calls all his kids. That's cool.
Pretty much. Yeah.
CPS hasn't caught on.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, man. Even though we think differently, I've learned by having many debates with different people, even my own family. I've learned the only way that you're gonna learn and grow and evolve is by listening and not taking any debate personal. There's people that still think that marijuana is a drug.
Yeah.
And all I want to say is fuck you, but you have the right to your opinion.
I say it's a beautiful gateway. Ladies and gentlemen,
y'all have a good night.
Good morning or good night. Peace.